To a tenth of an inch of rain is possible tonight into tomorrow, where partly sunny skies are hitting us tomorrow. 50 is the high. On Sunday, 55. On Monday, 64. Then we're in the low 70s for a good portion of next week, which is welcoming news. Right now, it's 6:14 in the morning. It is Friday, the 7th day of March. Joe Show time. Let's rock and roll, folks.
Say, look at JoJo.
Good morning to you, Danville and Boyle County. It's time for the Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville.
Alrighty, folks, it's Friday. It is the 7th day of March, and today on the Joe Show, we celebrate National Cereal Day. It must be my lucky charms, because today is National Cereal Day. Enjoy a nice big bowl of the only cookies you're allowed to call breakfast with a straight face. Add milk and banana or chocolate milk if you want to be unique, although actually 48% of Americans apparently eat cereal with chocolate milk, so you're not that unique if you do that. But no matter how you eat it, cereal's the best breakfast on earth. How did it happen? Well, up until the 1860s, most people ate eggs, bacon, and sausage every morning. That is until cereal emerged as a healthier alternative at the end of the 19th century. The invention of one of the most famous brands of cereal was actually an accident. In 1877, two brothers, John Harvey Kellogg, yes, and Will Keith Kellogg, that's the last name, were experimenting with food made with boiled wheat. They left a batch out overnight and returned to find it stale. Instead of throwing it away, they rolled it and discovered that each wheat berry formed its own flake. So they tried the same process with corn and created the first dry breakfast cereal, which we now know as Kellogg's Corn Flakes. Today, Friday, March the 7th, National Cereal Day. Celebrate that accordingly on this Friday morning edition of the Joe Show. 859-238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. We start you off this morning playing the national anthem. It's brought to you by Bob Allen Motor Mall and the Hometown Radio Network.
The Bob Allen Motor Mall and Hometown Radio Network proudly honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Bob Allen Motor Mall, Hometown Radio Network, teaming up every morning to honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Phone number this morning to call in is 859-238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. It's a March the 7th, Friday, March the 7th. And we always do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday birthdays on the show when we hit a Friday, because we obviously don't have the show on Saturdays and Sundays. So let's do our weekend birthdays for you. Here's Johnny. All right, birthdays look like this. Christian Pingleton, Tabitha Blackwell, Jenny McClure, the first three. We also have Melissa Baxter, Jason Bryant celebrating birthdays today. Tomorrow, March the 8th, Thomas Krugel and Trent Dunn. And on Sunday, March 9th, Jared Stivers, Robin Estes, and Maurice Bell. Happy birthday to those people. 859-238-WHIR, 238-9447.
It's a Friday. It's the 7th day of March, 030725 on your calendar. Typical Friday morning show we have lined up for you. First guest will be on here this morning at 7:10. That's Boyle and Casey County State Rep Daniel Elliott, who will join the show this morning. And we'll see what's going on with Daniel on the House floor. That'll be at 7:10 this morning, and what bills they passed yesterday and things of that nature. 7:40 County Agents Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market, and we will have this morning Linda McClanahan, who joins the show at 7:40. We'll see what's going on with the Mercer County Extension Office here on the Joe Show. 8 o'clock in the morning, 8:10, Dusty joins us for the Kentucky Music Preview. 8:40, Kenny G from 12th Region Sports will join us once again. We talked with Kenny last Friday, and again today. Boy, I tell you what, the 12th Region Tournament has been one for the record books. DCA and Somerset go into double overtime. DCA pulls it out with a miracle in double overtime, essentially. Found themselves down 5 points in the fourth quarter, put a layup in at the buzzer to go to overtime. Then Somerset banks a three-pointer in overtime from the corner with no time left to beat DCA, or to tie DCA. And then DCA ends up pulling away late in double overtime to beat Somerset. So DCA survives and advances to the next round, where they will play Southwestern on Monday night of next week in the boys 12th Region Tournament. Meanwhile, the DCA girls are in action tonight against Southwestern. So we have the same matchup, boys and girls, in the semifinals. So we'll talk with Kenny G about that. That'll be at 8:40 this morning. 9 o'clock in the morning hour. It is a DCA Friday for us, so we'll be able to talk with the DCA folks there across the street from us at 9:10 about that game last night. And at 9:35 this morning, it is a McClure Bailey Friday. We'll have Patrick McClure on. Today's Jenny's birthday, and we talk with Jenny quite often as well on the show. So happy birthday to Jenny on this McClure and Bailey Friday. 859-238-9447, 238-WHIR. That's the rundown of today's show. We love to have you on. No early sports report this morning. I already gave you all the big details. DCA, a win is a win is a win, a win is a win this time of year. They move on to the next round. And we've got DCA girls coming up tonight.
1, 2, 3. Oh, hi, Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Serving Boyle County seniors, a gathering place.
Our Meals on Wheels program is designed for seniors 60 and up in Boyle County who struggle with food insecurity. If you think you may be eligible, call us at 859-236-2070, thegatheringplace.org, or follow us on Instagram and Facebook for more info.
Serving Boyle County seniors, a gathering place.
Planning a wedding? Paying for a wedding? Attending a wedding? Hi, this is Pam Fitzgerald Clark with Wedding Planning with Pam, inviting you to join us Monday through Friday after the 8:30 morning news on WHIR AM 1230. I'll give you sound wedding planning advice and money-saving tips, information you need, and you'll get it all right here at your favorite radio station, WHIR AM 1230.
Some love him and some hate him. but everybody listens to Sean Hannity weekdays at 3 and Saturdays at 10 on AM 1230 WHIR.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision auto body repair. Head to the mechanics at Danville Auto Body Shop. 315 Dillahay Street. Get a free estimate, and they work with their insurance company. They fix water leaks, window motor repairs, hail damage, and do paintless tint repair at Danville Auto Body Shop. Mostly cloudy, gradually becoming sunny at some points this afternoon. 57 is the high. Low tonight, 42. Tomorrow, partly sunny and 50. Sunday, sunshine, 55. Monday, sunshine and 64. It's 6:24 in the morning right now. It is 32 degrees. Wind chill feels like 29 right here in Danville. 859-238-WHIR. Phone number to call in here this morning. That's 238-9447. As we celebrate some birthdays, celebrity birthdays, on this Friday, the 7th day of the month of March. Starting off on this date 69 years ago, where Walter White was born. Bryan Cranston's the actor. He played Walter White on Breaking Bad. He also played the dad on Malcolm in the Middle, but he's best known for playing Walter White on Breaking Bad. Here's a clip from Breaking Bad. Happy 69th birthday today for Bryan Cranston.
It is the purest, most chemically sound product on the market anywhere.
That is not the only factor.
You could charge twice the current rate for what I provide, and your customers would pay it.
Bryan Cranston, 69 years old today. Jenna Fisher's 51 years old today. She played Pam Beasley in The Office. Her first paying acting job was for a sex ed video by UCLA Medical Center. 51 years old today for Jenna Fisher. NFL Hall of Fame wide receiver turned politician Lynn Swann is 73 years old. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2001. In 2006, he was the Republican nominee for Pennsylvania governor. He did not win, but has kept his toe in the water. In 2015, he announced that he was supporting Jeb Bush for that presidential election. Of course, Trump won that one. Lynn Swann, 73 years old today. Comedian Wanda Sykes is 61. Her first job was as a contracting specialist at the National Security Agency. She first performed in front of a live audience in a talent show in 1987, but didn't quit the NSA until 1992. And tennis champ Yvonne Lendl, 65, one of the game's most dominant players in the 1980s, remained a top competitor into the early 90s, described as one of the greatest tennis players of all time. 65 years old today. Celebrity birthdays on this Friday, the 7th day of March.
In country music.
All right, country music history. Look at this date. Country music history back in Come on, computer. Don't do it to me now. 1973, a song from the movie Deliverance called Dueling Banjos became one of the few 1970s instrumentals to be awarded a gold record. It was on this date, 1991, Dolly Parton released her 31st solo album called Eagle When She Flies, and it was on this date in 2013, country music star Claude King died of natural causes at the age of 90. And that's what's gone on this date, March 7th in country music history. Starting off on this date, 1973, where a song called Dueling Banjos was awarded a gold single. I mean, we know how the rest of this thing goes here. The record has topped the Cashbox magazine sellers list and reached number 2 on Billboard's Hot 100. So you talk about big-time awards there for an instrumental. Accomplishments. 1973, Dueling Banjos by Eric Weisberg and Steve Mandel. It was on this day, country music history, 1991, where Dolly released her 31st solo album. Had this song on it with Ricky Van Shelton.
And I'll fulfill all your fantasies.
Name of the song, Rockin' Years. The album also went number 1 on the country album charts. This single went number 1 on the country single charts. 31 albums in, Dolly was still doing her thing. Rockin' Years on this day, 1991, was released on album.
Rocking chairs, rocking babies, rock-a-bye, rock-a-rangers. Side by side, we'll be together always.
And it was on this day, country music history in 2013, where Claude King died of natural causes at the age of 90. Hear Claude King, and immediately I think of Wolverton Mountain.
Say don't go on Wolverton Mountain.
The singer-songwriter best known for his million-selling 1962 hit Wolverton Mountain, which was written together with Merle Kilgore and was based on a real character called Clifton Clowers, who lived on the mountain north of Morrilton, Arkansas. The song was number 1 for 9 weeks on Billboard's country chart. And that's what's gone on this day, March 7th, in country music history. 6:30 in the morning, Canaan Bottom Hour News comes your way next.
Takes her there, the bears and the birds.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
A woman in custody following Wednesday's stabbing in Scottsville that left a man injured. Officials say the victim, identified as Jeff Cook, walked into the Allen County Sheriff's Office exhibiting multiple stab injuries Wednesday. Deputies later located and arrested Jacqueline Magyar for her alleged role in the stabbing. She was charged with second-degree assault and remanded to the Allen County Detention Center. A court date in the case is pending. County officials stress that Jeff Cook, ID'd as a stabbing victim, is not the former sheriff of the same name who retired from the force back in December 2022. Animal cruelty charges filed in Bourbon County.
State police troopers say Abel Aguirre, Marco Espinoza, Fabian Lopez, Sierra Cooper, Gil Aguirre, and Maya Hepabetamea were involved in a chicken fighting ring in Paris, Kentucky. A Bourbon County deputy checking out initial reports of a disturbance allegedly saw multiple roosters dead behind that home. Once a search warrant was obtained, 70 dead birds were allegedly found along with others severely injured. Those 6 suspects are now charged with second-degree animal cruelty. I'm Jack Crumley.
Additional FEMA disaster recovery centers up and running in eastern Kentucky. Authorities say the first location in Owsley County is inside the recreational center in Boonville. The second site now open at the Letcher County Recreational Center in Whitesburg. All FEMA recovery centers are open 7 to 7 Mondays through Saturdays and Sundays 1 to 7 in the afternoon. A Kentucky trooper indicted for assault and perjury facing a federal lawsuit filed by one of his alleged victims. 30-year-old James Cameron Wright, accused of attacking people without legal justification. A federal grand jury in Louisville this week charged Wright, one former and one current trooper, with using unreasonable force, assaulting several people without reason. 4 victims in total are mentioned in the indictment. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Step into Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across from the Boyle County Fairgrounds and discover the enchanting world of Candleberry candles in the huge Candleberry Corner. Refresh your world with an array of fresh cargo scents for your car for just $1.99. Tantalizing tarts, $7.99. Delightful room sprays for $9.50. Small jars are $14.99. Large jars, $25.99. Grand candy jars for $89.99. And a large selection of cookie jars for that special someone at $159.99. Visit Papa's Quick Stop number 7 across the Boyle County Fairgrounds on the bypass for an exhilarating experience like no other.
Hi, I'm Michael Landra, host of Ireland with Michael, and I'm inviting you to join me at an all-new live show. Experience the magic of Ireland in this phenomenal multimedia concert featuring the music, the dance, and the stories that make the Emerald Isle so enchanting. I so look forward to seeing you soon at Ireland with Michael live.
Saturday, March 15th at 7 o'clock at the Boyle County Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets online or call us at 859-439-5143.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Boyle and Mercer County State Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe's legislation, Senate Bill 7, has passed the Senate. Bledsoe's bill is called the Right of Publicity Act and will give Kentuckians a legal right to their own image. Charles Baglin has the details on Bledsoe's bill.
The legislation ensures that Kentuckians have autonomy over their image and likeness and prevents exploitation from commercial gain. Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe sponsors the bill.
In an era where technology moves faster than the law, artificial intelligence has made it possible to fabricate completely false images of individuals with terrifying accuracy. Exploitation is no longer limited to stolen photos or real photos used without consent. AI can now entirely create fake but convincing images, placing people in situations they were never in and never agreed to.
The right of publicity is brought to bear in situations such as advertising and publicity, which would harm a person's reputation. It specifically lists images depicting a person's unclothed body, such as revenge porn, to smear someone's dignity and privacy under the threat of prosecution. Senator Mays Bledsoe says our image is our own.
Our likeness and images are an extension of who we are. Therefore, we are entitled to the dignity of controlling their commercial use. Senate Bill 7 helps close the digital divide between our statutes and this advancing technology.
Reporting at the state capitol in Frankfort, I'm Charles Baglin.
Senate Bill 7 now heads to the Kentucky House for consideration. And Kentucky will have a statewide tornado drill this morning. It's a part of Severe Weather Awareness Week, and that statewide tornado drill will take place at 10:07 this morning. The Kentucky Emergency Management and National Weather Service invites all Kentuckians to participate in what they say is a potentially life-saving practice drill. For more information, you can follow the Kentucky Annual Statewide Tornado Drill on Facebook. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
The second half of the basketball season is here, and the race to the playoffs is heating up on Prize Picks, the best place to cash in on your favorite sports. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. The app is so simple to use. Just pick 2 or more players across any sport, pick more or less on their projection, and you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Don't miss your chance to cash in as the league's best fight for playoff positioning. Join Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app, available to play in more than 40-plus states, including California and Texas. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code ROAM and get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. That's code ROAM on Prize Picks to get $50 in bonus promo funds instantly when you play $5. Win or lose, you'll get $50 bonus credit for just playing, guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
This Joe Show Weather Report brought to you by...
All right, Jack, appreciate that. It's brought to you by our friends over at Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet in Harrisburg, specializing in discount waterproof vinyl flooring, hardwood, tile, and carpet remnants. Shop and save at all types of floor coverings. Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet, 540 North College Street. Mostly cloudy, a high of 56, a low tonight of 40. Tomorrow, cloudy skies through mid-morning, gradually clearing, a high of 50. Sunday, mostly sunny, 55. Monday, 62. Tuesday, 69. Wednesday, 70. Looking forward to next week. Right now, 6:36 in the morning, 34 degrees. Wind chill feels like 29 on this Friday morning, the 7th day of March. 030725 on your calendar. 859-238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. Get your birthdays and your anniversaries right here on the radio. Here's Larry Vaught and Vaught's Views.
Vaught's Views on University of Kentucky Sports is on the air. Featuring 7-time Kentucky Sports Writer of the Year, Larry Vaught.
If you have not had a chance to see the University of Kentucky gymnastics team perform, tonight is your last night to see them at Memorial Coliseum this season. Coach Tim Garrison believes that he has a team that can still be competing on the final day of the national championships this season, and believes that he has several individual performers that can also place high in the national finals in Texas in April. Kentucky seniors Isabella McNally and Haley Davis both rank in the top 10 nationally in their events. McNally is gifted on the beam, and Davis puts on a show on floor exercise. Senior Skylar Kilo Wilhelm has been an all-around star. The rising star on the team is sophomore Preslin Brose, who won floor exercise in a meet against defending national champion LSU, and also placed second on beam in the same LSU meet behind McNally.
Vaught's Views will return in a moment.
Are you carefully managing fertilizer applications and budget, but still not achieving your yield goals? Micro 500 from AgriLiquid effectively addresses yield-limiting micronutrient deficiencies without the expense of additional applications, nutrient waste, or an unbearable mess. Micro 500's balanced combination of micronutrients is safe to apply and its compatibility is unmatched. Achieve your yield goals with Micro 500 from AgriLiquid. Find out more at agriliquid.com.
Kentucky coach Tim Garrison is thrilled that Kentucky has sold out its previous 2 home matches and had loud, rowdy crowds. Young fans surround the Memorial Coliseum floor after matches in to get autographs from the UK gymnast. At the LSU match, I found out that a couple from Knoxville, Tennessee has season tickets and travels to Lexington for all home matches just to watch the Wildcats. So even if you can't make it tonight, think about attending a match next year. If you do, I think you'll like it.
Find more from Larry at yoursportsedge.com.
Larry Von Voss Views Mondays through Fridays right here on the Joe Show at this time on this Friday, the 7th day of March. President Donald Trump is kind of reversing course a little bit, at least delaying some of the tariffs on Mexico and Canada for at least 1 month. And he's holding a press conference to clear things up about why he is changing his mind on some of these tariffs.
Hi, folks. Thanks for coming. And I, your favorite President Donald Trump, want to confirm that the tariffs in Mexico and Canada are in full effect. Big tariffs. What's that, advisor? Oh, well, hey, I have a follow-up announcement. The tariffs are not in effect for some products in Mexico and Canada, so forget the tariff thing. Okay, tariffs are back on. Huge tariffs. And I have to say, but guess what? Forget the tariffs. When I said there would be tariffs, I meant to say there will not be tariffs. Silly me. They're bad and they'll destroy the economy. The tariffs are back and will save the economy, everybody. No, they're not. What's a tariff? No more questions.
There you go. President Trump delaying some tariffs on Mexico and on Canada for at least 1 month. Let's see what's going on in this morning's World of Good as we wake you up on the right side of the bed this morning. A little good news action for you on this Friday morning, March the 7th. Let's see what's going on here, folks. Cue up the music. There we go. Are you tired of the gloom and doom that saturates your daily news? Well, of course you are, and I am right there with you. These stories remind us of the silver line in the cloud over all of our heads. My way of sharing the good news with you, and hopefully you'll go to the same for somebody else. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up on the piano. It's Mr. Floyd Kramer, folks. A little good news action for you on this Friday morning, and here we go. Story number 1 coming from Arizona, where a long-held dream recently came true for Bryce Sharing when her father, a goldsmith, worked with her boyfriend Dawson Leedahl to design her engagement ring. Then a few weeks ago, Leedahl surprised her with a custom gold and diamond ring when he proposed to her family during a family trip to Arizona. Sharing sees the sentimental piece of jewelry as a symbol of the love and support of 2 of the most important men in her life. The goldsmith dad creates his daughter's engagement ring by hand. Wow. Story number 2 coming from Los Angeles, who after losing their gear in the Eaton fire, Pasadena High School's football team received 60 new uniforms from LA Rams quarterback Matthew Stafford and his wife Kelly. He surprised the team at their banquet, acknowledging their hardships, and said he hopes that his gift might help to restore their excitement for the game. In addition to the gift of the Pasadena High School that they got, the Staffords also donated 150 uniforms to the Pasadena Panthers youth football teams. And story number 3 coming from, I think, California. Actually, it doesn't say. No, it's New York. It says so down here in the story. New York, facing a steep rent increase and new competition, Buddy's coffee shop owner Rachel Neves turned to social media for support, sparking a nationwide outpouring of solidarity. Customers traveled from across the country to visit a Brooklyn cafe, which celebrates Puerto Rican culture and community. Although they're going to need to relocate the business, Neves is grateful for the support she's received and sees it not just as support for Buddy's, but for small business more broadly as a whole. A coffee shop owner's plea for help has people lining up to save the business. An LA Rams quarterback donates uniforms to Pasadena High School's football team, and a goldsmith dad creates his daughter's engagement ring by hand. That's what's going on in this morning's world of absolute good, folks. All right, coming up, Silliness at Sunrise, as we have the best jokes from late-night television. The dad joke of the day, Ricky D's, has this morning's Planet of the Apps and the Country Comic Spotlight. We'll have that coming up next in PRN's Garage Pass as well. Don't go anywhere. Floyd Kramer, take us home, buddy. It's all yours.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
If we want to have a shot at it, certainly got to get better at that track.
Nothing negative about the trip, about my experience.
I'm Mark Darrow, and this is PRN's Garage Pass.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Got to admit, it was hard to believe when I heard the penalties against the Joe Gibbs racing team of Chase Briscoe following Daytona had been overturned. That doesn't happen very often, and it means Briscoe goes from 46th in the driver standings all the way back to 15th. On the other hand, I wasn't surprised Austin Cindric was fined $50,000 and lost 50 points after COTA. There's no doubt in my mind, or NASCAR's, on purpose he hooked another driver in the right rear, wrecking him on a straightaway, and that is a major no-no. The fourth Cup event of the season is also in the same place where the championship finale is going to be run in November. And with the way Team Penske and Hendrick Motorsports has dominated the final round in the title fight in recent years, Denny Hamlin is thinking big picture, heading into Phoenix this weekend.
You pretty much can script the top five, and they've been pretty consistent when it comes to the championship race. And so we got to come up with new ideas. And I think that that's certainly on the forefront of everyone at Joe Gibbs Racing to try to get better at it. Because, you know, if we want to have a shot at it, you certainly got to get better at that track.
Whether your engine runs daily or only when you need it, Z-Max Micro Lubricant is the force you need against carbon buildup that can damage your engine. Combustion causes carbon and other harmful deposits to build up in your engine and transmission. And carbon is like sandpaper rubbing against your engine's internal parts. You don't want that. You want Z-Max Micro Lubricant. It soaks into metal and keeps your vehicle running at peak performance. Find out more at zmax.com or visit us on Facebook and Twitter. Protect your engine to the max with Z-Max.
With Daniel Suarez as his tour guide last week, Chase Elliott really enjoyed going south of the border to get a feel for the upcoming Mexico City Cup Series road race.
Yeah, there was nothing negative about the trip, about my experience, about what I saw. The racetrack, all of it I thought was really positive. So I think everyone's well prepared and ready to take on the challenge.
And he got a kick out of watching their famous Lucha Libre wrestling.
Yeah, I watched Nacho Libre as a kid, so it was quite the experience.
PRN's Garage Pass, not narrow-minded, narrow-minded.
Mike Gay here. At Essity, we're committed to making the world a healthier, more hygienic place, starting right here in Harrodsburg and Danville. We're hiring machine operators where you'll work with cutting-edge technology to produce essential products like hand towels and tissue paper. Our wages start at $20 per hour with benefits on day one and opportunity for growth. If you're a high school grad ready to make an impact, visit ESSITY.com/careers. That's Essity.com/careers.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack, appreciate that, buddy. Brought to you by our friends over at the Little Sign Shop. Need a sign, a banner, or decal fast? See the new owners and operators of the Little Sign Shop. They have full-color digital printing, magnetic signs, auto signage, and they offer logo design. In Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet, call them. 859-238-7391. Chance of flurries, mostly cloudy, 56, the high 40, the low. Tomorrow, gradually clearing, a high of 50, low of 32. Sunday, mostly cloudy, gradually becoming sunny, a high of 55. Monday, sunshine and 62. It's 6:49 in the morning. It's 34 degrees. Wind chill, couple of ticks below that at 30. 100% hilarious. So bad they're good. Warning, these may make you cringe. It's time for everyone's 6th favorite segment on the Joe Show every morning. It is, of course, the dad joke of the day. Here on the Joe Show, let's do it. The dad joke of the day. Here it is.
Dad joke of the day.
All right, here we go. I was talking with a guy. He said, Joe, my wife asked me to pick up chips and salsa on my way home from work today. Then she abruptly hung up. I was like, wow, that's kind of rude. Why did she hang up? He said, I think she's still fuming that she let me name the twins. Chips and salsa. There you go. Dad joke of the day, Mondays through Fridays right here on the Joe Show, 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville.
Welcome to the planet of the apps. Okay, if you have a pet, and so many of us do, dogs, cats, whatever, there's an app that will help you find a pet sitter. It's called Rover. You can just enter your zip code with Rover, and someone will come over and sit your pet, your cat, your dog, and they have great reviews, too. This app may save you money, too, because many times your dog has to go to a kennel. Well, not now with Rover. And you can use the app to stay in touch with your pet sitter when you're away, too. It's getting great reviews for pet sitting. Rover. Let me know what you think. It's Rick Dees right here in this molten magma every day. We call it the Planet of the Apps.
Rick Dees, the Planet of the Apps, Mondays through Fridays right here on the Joe Show at this time. Leads us into this morning's Country Comic Spotlight. Where in the spotlight this morning, we have got John Evans. John Evans in the Country Comic Spotlight this morning, talking about his relationship and how he and his girlfriend are different. Here's John Evans in the Country Comic Spotlight. Here he is.
I don't know if you heard the introduction. I was a semi-finalist on NBC's Last Comic Standing. And, yeah, it is very impressive. Well, people say all the time, they go, what happens to the comedians that don't win that show? What happens to the semi-finalists? How's it going? Promo, we did it. Yeah. All right. You didn't vote and I didn't win, and now we are reunited. It's like old times in here. Thanks for being here. It's great. I've had a weird week. I got in a fight with my girlfriend on Monday, and I realized the longer we've dated, the dumber the things are that we fight about. We got into an argument about the way I eat pizza. I know. And all it is when I eat pizza, I take the napkins, I press it down on top of the pizza to soak up all the grease. And then I eat the napkins as an appetizer right in front of her. Yeah, it's controversial. Not everyone's on board. I'm kidding, you guys. I don't have a girlfriend. No, I do, and she would hate that I did that joke. I appreciate you being here. A lot of couples in here. That's great. Couple skate only, or backwards. Backward skate. I was married. I've done it. It's tough. Marriage is hard. Heard of guys married 19 years in here. It's a long time. I was married twice. It doesn't equal a quarter of the amount of time that guy's been married. Think about that. That's a math joke. Here's what I don't like. I found out I've been married twice. Women seem to have all the power. That's what I've learned, being married, right, ladies? It's true. It's 100%. No guy in here wants to go to Big Lots. All right? You ever been to Big Lots? It looks like a terrorist attack happened. Everything's in the wrong aisle. There's more discontinued food than you've ever seen.
John Evans.
Why'd you buy jalapeno-flavored Oreos? That is the spiciest cookie I've ever... He's like, they were $1 at Big Lots. Well, you can't eat them. That's why they're $1.
John Evans of the Country Comic Spotlight. Rick Dees in this morning's Planet of the Apps and the Dad Joke of the Day, Mondays through Fridays, right here on the Joe Show. The Country Comic Spotlight, starting off with Jimmy Fallon on NBC's Tonight Show, joined by the St. John men's basketball team and coach Rick Pitino to sing a sea shanty for the team's historic season, winning the Big East regular season title for the first time in 40 years. Rick Pitino was on the Tonight Show last night.
Back on top after 25 years, led by a coach we all revere, a legendary man among his peers. His name is Rick Pitino. Soon may the red storm come to rock the rim and make a run. One day when the winning is done, we'll cut the nets and go.
There you go. Jimmy Fallon also joking about Canada retaliating in President Trump's tariffs by removing American alcohol from their shelves.
Well, guys, in response to President Trump's tariffs, Canada is now removing American alcohol from their shelves. It is tough news for all the spring breakers who booked a trip to Nova Scotia.
Jimmy Fallon also joking about President Trump's pausing his tariffs now on Mexico and Canada.
Meanwhile, today, Trump once again reversed course and announced that he's pausing the tariffs against Mexico and Canada for 1 month. When asked how he describes his economic policy, Trump said, basically, I just keep hitting snooze.
Seth Meyers joking last night on NBC's Late Night with Seth Meyers about President Trump pausing those tariffs with Mexico.
After implementing a 25% tariff on goods from Mexico on Tuesday, President Trump announced today that he is pausing the duty on most Mexican imports. Already? I can't believe this, but your tariff went bad faster than my avocados.
Seth Meyers also joking about Taco Bell revealing some new menu items once again.
Taco Bell yesterday held its Live Más Live event in New York and unveiled 30 new menu items in development. Say what you will about Taco Bell, but it's not easy to come up with that many menu items that taste exactly the same.
So there's the Sunrise, Seth Meyers, Jimmy Fallon, Ricky Dees in the Planet of the Apps, the Dad Joke of the Day, and John Evans in the Country Comic Spotlight. It's 6:56 in the morning, 859-238-WHIR, 238-9447, at HTR Joe on Twitter/X. We're back in 1 minute to wrap up this 6 o'clock in the morning hour on The Joe Show.
There's something special about eating at a local restaurant. When you're greeted at the door or you sit down at your regular seat, it's easy to tell the difference from a big chain restaurant. Cattleman's Roadhouse is proud to be locally owned, and we are committed to serving up the best hand-cut steaks, providing an all-you-can-eat salad bar, and cooking up delicious meals right here in your community. Whether you're spending time with family or just craving a great steak, we are here because the best places in life are local.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or two or three or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
Be prepared for what Mother Nature brings. Keep up to date with weather forecasts here every hour on WHIR.
All right, 6:57 in the morning. It is National Cereal Day today. National Cereal Day. I don't know. Frosted Flakes, to me, it's hard to beat, like, just regular old Frosted Flakes, and that's the milk afterwards is even good. My kids have been into Fruit Loops recently, so we've been on a Fruit Loops kick in the Mathis household too. Cocoa, Rice Krispies, things like that. But I'm a Frosted Flakes, which seems like I would have thought as an adult or as a kid, Frosted Flakes, to see my dad eat them or something. Those are plain. You mean you could have Fruity Pebbles and you're picking Frosted Flakes, but now I understand the hype. Today, National Cereal Day. You can actually thank a cannon from the Spanish-American War for your puff cereal. Unlike corn, wheat and rice lack a protective shell to trap steam. So to create puffed cereals, makers use a pressure cooking method called gun puffing. That process was developed at the turn of the 20th century by Quaker Oats and perfected by using an army cannon converted into a pressure cooker. So yes, for your puffed cereal, you can thank a cannon for that. Cheery Oats, introduced in May of 1941, a cereal named Cheery Oats. It changed its name to Cheerios in 1945 after a trade name dispute with Quaker Oats. Quaker Oats did not like this other cereal brand, Cheery Oats. So instead, Cheery Oats had to change their name to Cheerios. That happened in 1945. The rest is history. Rice Krispies and their mascots, Snap, Crackle, and Pop. We know Snap, Crackle, and Pop. They briefly had a fourth brother named Pow in the early 1950s. It was Snap, Crackle, Pop, and Pow. He was a spaceman character that was meant to represent the power of whole grain rice, but his career was short-lived. Kellogg's retired Pow after just 2 commercials. In the early 1950s, he is the long-lost Rice Krispie brother, Snap, Crackle, Pop, and Pow. There you go, National Cereal Day. Have yourself a bowl of cereal. Keep your radios tuned in here. We're an hour in. Daniel Elliott, Boyle County State Rep, is coming up here next on The Joe Show at 7 o'clock in the morning.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. President Trump says there will be an almost 1-month tariff delay on most products from Canada and Mexico. More from Tammy Trujillo.
Trump signed an executive order on Thursday that delays tariffs on all goods under the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement.
This is very much about companies and countries that have ripped off this country, our beloved USA, and they're not going to be ripping us off anymore.
The USMCA makes the 3 North American nations a free trade zone. The tariffs are delayed to April 2nd. It comes after the president put an exemption on auto tariffs from the 2 countries on Wednesday. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
The USMCA was proposed by and signed by Trump during his first term. A judge is ordering the Trump administration to release some foreign aid payments by Monday. More from Mark Mayfield.
President Trump has been attempting to freeze billions of dollars in foreign aid money to USAID contractors for work they've already completed. The administration has been going back and forth with judges all the way up to the Supreme Court, who also ruled Trump must release the money. After $2 billion is released to USAID on Monday, the judge will weigh a timeline for releasing the rest of the funds. I'm Mark Mayfield.
It's back to the drawing board again for SpaceX following its latest failed rocket launch. Elon Musk's company launched a Starship from South Texas on Thursday afternoon, which spun out of control and exploded 8 minutes into its test flight.
And we just saw some engines go out. It looks like we are losing attitude control of the ship.
Spectators posted videos of fiery debris falling from the sky around the Bahamas and the Dominican Republic. The FAA briefly slowed air traffic in the area. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Feeling the aches and pains of everyday life slowing you down? Introducing Blue Emu, America's #1 emu oil formula for pain relief. In a recent clinical trial, 91% of users saw improvement after using Blue Emu. Whether you're working hard, playing harder, or just staying active, Blue Emu penetrates deep to relieve joint and muscle pain fast. And best of all, you won't stink. Join the 91% who felt the difference. Find Blue Emu at your local retailer or online. Blue Emu works fast and you won't stink.
Substance recovery, housing, veteran services, support for women and children, help for life with disabilities. Volunteers of America Mid-States has more than 30 programs to help people in every situation, whenever, whoever, and wherever we serve in Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, and southern Indiana's Clark and Floyd counties. VOA Mid-States is here to help. Call 502-636-0771 or visit voamid.com.
The U.S. Department of Justice has launched a civil rights investigation into allegations of anti-Semitism at University of California campuses. More from Jim Roop.
The DOJ is working with a new federal task force looking into allegations of discrimination against Jewish professors that allegedly occurred during the pro-Palestinian protests on the campus of UCLA last year over the Israel-Hamas war. The massive pro-Palestinian encampment at UCLA was one of the largest in the nation. The Department of Justice's employment discrimination investigation will be conducted pursuant to Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits employment discrimination on the basis of race, color, national origin, sex, and religion.
The corporate offices of Seattle-based Starbucks have issued a new rule after a rare attack earlier this year. More from Monica Nelson.
A Starbucks employee was attacked by a customer's pet monkey that jumped through the drive-thru window at a Mobile, Alabama Starbucks. The employee was taking regular orders, working the drive-thru, when suddenly the customer's pet monkey got loose, climbed through the window, and started attacking the worker. A second coworker had to peel the monkey from the victim. The victim did require vaccinations and stitches after the incident. Since then, Starbucks has banned monkeys from its restaurants and drive-thrus.
Tonight begins the Global Day of Unplugging. It's an effort to get people to put down their phones and screens for 24 hours. The average person spends 4 hours and 37 minutes a day on their phone, and adults report being online almost constantly. The 24-hour event starts at sunset. And not too calming, most Americans will lose an hour of sleep this Sunday when the clocks bring forward for daylight saving time. Michael Kastner, NBC News.
Hi, this is Caroline and Adeline at Mattresses and More next door to Ace Hardware in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, come check out our tax refund sale. New merchandise arriving weekly, and we sell off the floor. Get up to 35% off. We offer layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit. Come see on Nana. You'll be glad you did.
Again, buy it today, take it home today. Living room suits, bedroom suits, dinette sets, recliners, and more. From Mattresses and More, Southland Plaza next to Ace Hardware.
Good morning to you. It's Friday. It's the 7th day of March, a day where we get cloudy skies. 56 degrees is your high. Forecast coming your way. News brought to you by Stuart Powell Ford Mazda.
At Stuart Powell Ford Mazda, we are proud to be your hometown dealer for many reasons. Selection, service, convenient location, and our people. Your friends, family, and neighbors. Since 1949 at Stuart Powell, we make it easy. Stuart Powell Ford Mazda. Visit us on the bypass in Danville or online at stuartpowell.com.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
Ephraim McDowell's McDowell Place is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year, and they'll do that with a community open house later this month. The ceremony will start at 2 in the afternoon on March the 25th and will feature guest speakers like State Representative Daniel Elliott and President and CEO of Ephraim, Daniel McKay. There will also be events throughout that entire week, like a cooking demonstration by the Boyle County Extension Office on Monday the 24th, a time capsule ceremony on Tuesday the 25th, a family night event on Thursday the 27th, and then on Friday the 28th, a social hour anniversary party. The public is invited out to all those activities that week in honor of the McDowell Place's 25th anniversary. Today is day number 1 of the 2-day Little Cherub Sale at Centenary Methodist Church. The sale will feature 200 consigners with things like summer clothes, toys, games, feeding supplies, bath supplies, household items, books, electronics, furniture, and backpacks. Just about everything you would ever need for children from birth through the teenage years. It's today from 8:30 until 7:30 and Saturday from 8:30 until 2, where many items are half price on Saturday. For more information, visit littlecherubs.org. It's a Centenary Methodist Church in Danville.
Center College has launched a campus campaign where they're raising money for Eastern Kentucky flood relief. Center's Greek Life community has launched a fundraising campaign with a goal of raising $2,500 for flood relief. You have through next Wednesday to donate. You can donate at Center Flood Relief on Venmo to help them out. The girls' 12th region basketball tournament continues today, and there's one area team left. That's the DCA girls, who will play Southwestern tonight. We'll have that tip-off around 8:15, live from Pulaski County tonight on Z105, WRNZ-FM, and HometownLive.net. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This morning's local news was a service of Stuart Powell Ford and Mazda on the bypass in Danville and online at stewartpowell.com.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
In Kentucky, we know the unexpected can strike at any moment, whether it's a tornado, flood, or severe storm. Being prepared could save lives. That's why it's vital to have an emergency plan. Know where your local shelter is. Keep an emergency kit with essentials like water, food, and medicine, and make sure your family has a communication plan in place. Boyle County, we're stronger when we are prepared. For more information on how to get ready, visit Boyle County Health Department's Division of Emergency Preparedness online at boylehealth.com. Stay safe, stay ready. This message was brought to you by your friends at the Boyle County Health Department.
Sounds good, doesn't it? Anglers Outpost Marine can make this dream a reality for you. This is Chris Rogers, and if you're looking for a great deal on a used boat, Anglers Outpost Marine can help. We have a wide range of used boats to choose from, so you can find the boat of your dreams at a price you can afford. We can assist you in finding the perfect match and offer financing. Visit us today in North Garrett at the corner of Highway 27 and 34. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday by appointment. Cruise on in to Anglers Outpost and Marine.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by
It's brought to you by the Big Deals online store, HometownLive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at big-time discounts, up to 50% every single day. Big Deals online store is at HometownLive.net. All right, chance of flurries early this morning, mostly cloudy. 56 is your high this afternoon, so we're good to go this afternoon. 40's the low. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, 50's the high. Sunday, sunny and 55. Monday, sunny and 62. Right now, it's 7:10 in the morning, 33 degrees here in Danville, and we welcome onto the show Boyle County and Casey County State Rep Daniel Elliott. Good morning, Daniel. How are you?
Good morning, Joe. I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing great, Daniel. Appreciate you being on here this morning, giving us an update from the state capitol Mondays through Fridays during the legislative session. And you all were in session yesterday. Daniel, what did you all accomplish there yesterday afternoon on the House floor?
Quite a bit, Joe. We had 21 bills that passed, if I'm counting that correctly, over a wide range of topics.
You said 21 bills?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, if I'm counting that right this early.
Putting in some serious work, Daniel.
Yeah, we weren't there that long, actually, because none of the bills were really controversial. But it was a wide range of topics and issues, from freestanding birthing centers, removing the CON, certificate of need, for those in the state, to providing more protection for our judges, county attorneys, Commonwealth attorneys, circuit clerks, and public transit drivers by adding them under the assault third statute.
Okay.
So it was really a wide range of topics that we covered.
All right, so got 21 bills passed, Daniel. Is that a new record for this session? I know you had some in the low teens, I think. Y'all have not passed more than 20, right?
Yeah.
21 bills.
I think it is. We were there. Obviously we've been there later, but yeah, I think that was the most we've had this session, and that was on day I think yesterday was 23.
I knew you all were nearing the end. I mean, it's a 30-day session, right? So some of it has to do, you got to make sure you get all the bills in that you want to read, that the legislative body wants to read and get passed. You got to get it in now because we're kind of getting into crunch time.
That's right. That's right. So we'll have 4 days next week, and then we will have a veto recess period for 10 days and then come back for the last 2 days.
Yeah. Do you know of any bills, Daniel, that you think or that you know off the top? Because I can't keep track of all the bills you all have passed. I know there have been some big ones that you think Governor WHIR is going to veto, or that you know that he will.
Well, I think he will veto the DEI bill.
Okay, yeah.
Debated if that passes the Senate, and there's also, I'm sure some others that I'm just not thinking about. But if I think he would also probably veto the bill on changing the definition of water away from a Kentucky-based state definition of waters that would come under the regulation of the Environmental Protection Cabinet to navigable water, which is the federal definition. I think that has not passed the House, but that would be another one I think that he would veto if it were to pass the House.
Do you have any bills that you think that you all will hear today, Daniel, on this last day of this week, Friday, March the 7th? Any bills you think you'll hear today?
Yeah, I think we will hear a bill for sure on providing a waiver for any school district that missed days in September of last year due to criminal activity. And what that is drafted to do is to provide some relief to those school districts who were not able to go to school when the individual on I-75 was shooting into vehicles.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Yeah, wow. Yeah, and so there were schools that were out.
Of course, there's a manhunt for several days, and he was found dead, I think, later. But for a while there, the schools were not in session due to the manhunt of that individual. So they had several days that the state representative from there is trying to get waived from the calendar due to probably all these snow days as well. So it's been a rough school year for some districts, as you know.
Yeah. So would the waiver then for those individuals? I know that. Is it hours or is it days that you have to go to complete a school year?
I believe that's a great question. I don't serve on any of those committees. I believe according to what I'm reading here, they would be granted credit for days.
Okay.
For student attendance days.
Okay, so it's
something. So that's how this would work.
It's something like the minimum, whatever the minimum is. If it's like 180 school days, and for some reason 180 is popping in my head, and I have no idea if that's right or not. But this district would be like, because they couldn't go, it'd be 175 for them. I mean, it was out of their control. They couldn't go. Then they had NTI days, and there's no way they're going to be able to make up the days that they missed. So for this school district itself, 175 days. Everybody else will be 180.
Yes, because it's restricted to September of 2024 when they miss days due to dangers posed by criminal activity. So it's very narrow.
Okay, yeah. Daniel Elliott, Bowling, Casey County State Rep. You talked about the manhunt. It was a couple from Casey County who I think found that person, right?
I think it was. Now that I'm trying to remember back last fall.
Yeah, Casey County couple went on to hunt through I-7, the forest off I-75, and found that individual. So bring that up because Daniel is the Casey County State Rep as well. So more than likely we'll hear that bill maybe this afternoon. If not, it'll be sometime maybe later on this week. Daniel, what's the schedule for today? What time do you all gavel in on this Friday?
So 9 o'clock, early, 9 o'clock.
Get the early 9 o'clock in the morning tip-off, Daniel. That's when the gavel bangs, and you all will be in session. Daniel Elliott, Boyle and Casey County State Rep. Daniel, we appreciate you being on. I'm sure if you're not on the road, you'll be on the road soon, so safe travels to you. We'll talk to you again on Monday, okay?
Thanks, Joe. Have a great
day. You too, Daniel. Bye. That's Boyle and Casey County State Rep. Daniel Elliott. He's on the Joe Show Mondays through Fridays, updating us on the legislative session here on WHIR. 7:17, Friday, the 7th day of March. Sports with the Big Daddy. Coming up next.
This Steve Bertram Sports Report is a service of Stuart Powell Ford Mazda on the Danville Bypass and online at stuartpowell.com.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore with Stuart Powell Ford and Mazda. All of us here would like to thank everyone in Boyle and the surrounding counties for once again selecting our dealership as the #1 new car dealership, used car dealership, and place to have your vehicle serviced. We strive daily to meet every need of every customer, and since 1949 we have been providing quality products and services at a fair price while treating our customers and employees with respect. Stop in at 225 South Danville Bypass and see just how easy it is to do business with us.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. It was another thrilling night in the boys' 12th Region High School basketball tournament as Danville Christian Academy and Southwestern both advanced to the semifinals. In the opener, DCA edged Somerset 50-46 in the third straight game that went to double overtime. Then Southwestern nipped West Jessamine 46-44. That one was in regulation. That sets up Monday's semifinals at Lincoln County with Mercer County versus Pulaski County at 6:30 on WHBN-FM 99.5. Followed by Danville Christian versus Southwestern at 8:15 on Z105. Number 19 Kentucky is at number 15 Missouri tomorrow at noon as the regular season comes to an end. UK has a first-round bye in the upcoming SEC tournament next week, but they'll be anywhere from a 5 seed to an 8 seed. That depends on this weekend's action. Our pregame shows begin at 10:30 in the morning. Tip-offs at 12 noon for Kentucky at Missouri on Z105. The girls' 12th Region High School basketball tournament is in the semifinal round tonight at Pulaski County. Hometown Radio brings you action between Danville Christian Academy and Southwestern at 8:15 tonight on Z105. If DCA wins tonight, we'll have the girls' 12th Region Championship for you Saturday night at 7 on Z105. Rockcastle County plays Wayne County at 6:30 in the opener tonight. The Center College women are in Bloomington, Illinois for the first round of the NCAA D3 tournament. The Colonels take on 26-1 Illinois Wesleyan at 8:30 tonight. Transylvania plays Trine in the first game at 5:30. 12th-ranked Kentucky sees its first action in the women's SEC tournament this afternoon in Greenville, South Carolina. UK plays number 10 Oklahoma. Yesterday's winners were Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, and Florida. NASCAR's running at Phoenix this weekend on Hometown Radio. Join us for Xfinity action tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. Airtime for Cup Racing is at 2:30 Sunday, all on WHIR-FM 103.9. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack, appreciate that, old buddy, old pal. Brought to you by our friends. Check it out over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Ask if auto owners make sense for you. Call Mark or Chris for a free quote. 859-236-6686. All right, a chance of flurries. Mostly cloudy, 56 and 40 the high and low. Tomorrow, cloudy through mid-morning, gradually clearing, a high of 50. Sunday, mostly cloudy, gradually becoming sunny, and a high of 55. Monday, sunny and 62. Right now, it's 7:21 in the morning. It's 34 degrees right here in Danville. 859-238-WHIR is the phone number to call in here this morning. 238-9447. So glad to have you listening to the Joe Show on this Friday morning, March the 7th. Hey, over 200 teenagers in Nashville were busted throwing a party after breaking into 2 unoccupied homes. Throwing parties there causing $100,000 worth of damage. Check out the ad. They got their party supplies from Illegal Party City.
Ready to throw the illegal party of the century? Then come on down to Illegal Party City, where we have everything you need to make your illegal party one that you and 200 of your teenage friends will never forget. We've got bolt cutters to break into the house. We've got flamethrowers for burning. We've got hammers for smashing. You name it, we've got it.
Hi, welcome to Illegal Party City. What can I help you find today?
I need a bunch of drugs, a few baseball bats, and some balloons.
Alrighty, let's head on over to...
And a keg.
Well, let's go to...
And some streamers. And did I mention drugs?
Yes, you did.
Nice.
It's Illegal Party City. Get all your illegal party supplies today.
There you go. Let's see what's breaking and trending this morning here on the show with news headlines, waking you up with what's going on in the world of news. Here we go. State, nation, and world headlines. Starting off right here with TikTok, where President Trump says he'll probably extend the deadline of the TikTok ban if a deal isn't reached. Yesterday, President Trump said he knows there's a lot of interest in the social media platform. When asked if he plans to extend the deadline for the ban if an American company doesn't buy the app, Trump said probably, yeah. Currently, the app's Chinese-owned company ByteDance has until April 5th to sell TikTok to someone based in the United States. Hey, Post Malone has had a major shift in his personal life, and it somehow happened under the radar. Famously, Post, he never revealed his fiance's name publicly, and they even welcomed a child together in 2022. Now there's word that the pair have split. If that makes sense, Post has a new girlfriend, Christy Lee. They've been spotted together since late last year. Judging by her online footprint, Lee is a stylist, or is at least in that business. Monty Python and the Holy Grail turns 50 years old this year, so to mark the anniversary, it's coming back to theaters. Shout! Studios, which owns the distribution rights to the film, is teaming up with Fathom Events to bring the classic back to the screens May 4th and May 7th. Tickets go on sale April 4th at Fathom's website. Hey, the Loch Ness Monster seems to have been spotted for the first time this year. A tourist reports that he was on the shore at Dores Beach in Scotland when he saw something slithering around in the water and snapped a picture. The water was calm that day, and a wave is clearly visible in the photo. The Loch Ness Center is excited about the sighting, took the moment to announce a search for Nessie called The Quest in May, with volunteers monitoring the surface of the lake in 13 different locations for over 6 hours. The Loch Ness Monster has been the topic of discussion since the 6th century. A new report says rising egg prices are soaring because companies are price gouging customers. According to data from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, egg prices nearly doubled in the last 6 weeks. A dozen eggs cost on average about $8. The rise in prices has largely been blamed on the bird flu. However, the watchdog report from Food and Water Watch says the bird flu has slightly reduced egg production, but corporate greed has also played a major role. It turns out that 10 companies control most of the egg sales in the country, and one of them has $1 billion profit since the beginning of the bird flu outbreak. Daylight savings time is starting for most of the country this weekend. Clocks will set forward an hour for us beginning Sunday morning at 2 o'clock, shifting an hour of daylight to the evening hours until the time moves back an hour again this fall. Fire officials say the twice-annual clock shift is a good time to also test smoke and carbon monoxide detectors and change batteries in those if needed. The latest poll on DST finds that half of Americans don't want to change their clocks anymore. We don't want to do it, but we can't stop doing it. A New Mexico resident from Lea County has tested positive for measles, marking the state's first measles-related death in over 40 years. Tested positive posthumously. The individual was unvaccinated and did not seek medical care when they were sick. While the official cause of death is still under investigation, the presence of measles was confirmed. The case brings the total number of measles in Lea County to 10, including 6 adults and 4 children under 17. Notably, 7 of these individuals did not have their shots, and the vaccination status of the remaining 3 is unknown. The outbreak in Lea County is adjacent to Gaines County, Texas, where over 100 cases and 1 death in an unvaccinated child had been reported, making it the largest U.S. outbreak of measles in the past decade. That's what's breaking and trending this morning here on the Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville News, Talk Sports. It's 7:27 in the morning. We are back in 2 minutes. Right here on the Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Now I'm growing up with my own family. It's Burke's Bakery, just the kids and me. We picked up some donuts and laugh and talk a while. A family tradition that still goes on. Baking as fresh as a clear spring morn. Old-fashioned goodness and hospitality. Burke's Bakery.
Main Street across from Constitution Square, Danville.
Welch Homes Real Estate. Welcome home with Welch Homes.
With the Welch Homes team, transitions are a breeze. Whether buying or selling, they make it hassle-free, community-centered, and focused on you. Find out more at welchhomes.com. Welch Homes Real Estate, they love what they do, and it shows.
Welch Homes Real Estate. Welcome home with Welch Homes.
Going out of town or anywhere in the world? Stay in touch with WHIR on the internet at hometownlive.net. Powered by Kentucky WIMAX.
All right, 7:29 in the morning. This week is Read Across America Week. And some of the area schools are celebrating. So every day has been a themed day. So Rebecca texts me every morning because she can't find the text in her phone. Joe, what is the day today for Jack? And for Jack today at his school, it's wear your favorite team or wear your favorite jersey. It's team day. So I said, Jack can wear his Hank Aaron jersey. And Rebecca said he's already got his Lamar Jackson jersey on. Well, Jack is wearing the Baltimore Ravens on Team Jersey Day. Come on, Jack, you got to wear your Braves jersey. 7:30 in the morning. News is now.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Pike County authorities arresting 2 men accused of attempting to steal the belongings of flood victims on Tuesday. Police say they responded to Mullins Elementary School after a flood victim staying in the gym told them they caught someone going inside a classroom window trying to gain access to their belongings. Officers found Curtis Murphy and a man they say was an accomplice, David Helsel. Both Murphy and Helsel were charged with burglary and criminal mischief. Helsel also charged with disorderly conduct. The 2 men are housed at the Pike County Detention Center. A shooting in southern Kentucky with an unusual twist.
In Williamsburg, south of Somerset, a man is in jail for shooting his son Wednesday afternoon. Ricky Anderson is charged in the shooting that included 2 guns. Deputies say that Anderson ran out of ammunition in the first pistol and grabbed a rifle and shot his son again while they were in the 2000 block of Lot Mud Creek in Williamsburg. Anderson is facing an attempted murder charge. I'm Sandy Collins.
Former Kentucky attorney Brian Allen Logan, who stole more than $400,000 from the estate of his deceased client, was sentenced on Wednesday. The 51-year-old practiced in Frankfort and was named executor of the estate of his late client Jack Arnold Estes, who intended for his money to benefit charities, but Logan started stealing from the account for personal expenses. Logan surrendered his Kentucky law license and pled guilty to charges including wire fraud, bank fraud, identity theft, and money laundering. In Glasgow, 4 people recovering after a car accident Wednesday. Police responded to a 2-car crash on Happy Valley Road. Officers determined a vehicle operated by Philip Burton rear-ended a car being driven by Melissa Lee. Officials say the drivers and the passengers were all transported to hospitals for their injuries. All were reported to have been wearing seatbelts. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Hi, it's Daryl, the cigar sommelier and owner of Smokin' Bourbon. I know you guys have been waiting, but the wait is over. We are now open for business. So come on down to Smokin' Bourbon, where you can smoke, sip, and chill.
Central Kentucky's newest cigar bar in Danville by the bowling alley in the Greenleaf Shopping Center. This big boss atmosphere is veteran-owned with connoisseur quality cigars and bourbon, creating a social destination. For more information, go to smoke-in-bourbon.com.
Now open. As prescription costs rise, many Medicare beneficiaries are having difficulty keeping up. If you or someone you know is finding it difficult to pay for prescriptions, the Kentucky Department for Aging and Independent Living State Health Insurance Assistance Program may be able to help. SHIP counselors can guide you to money-saving prescription assistance programs, including a program that helps pay for Medicare Part D plan costs for limited-income seniors. For more information, call 1-877-293-7447.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Boyle and Mercer County State Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe's legislation, Senate Bill 7, has passed the Senate. Bledsoe's bill is called the Right of Publicity Act and would give Kentuckians a legal right to their own image. Charles Baglin has the details on Bledsoe's bill.
The legislation ensures that Kentuckians have autonomy over their image and likeness and prevents exploitation from commercial gain. Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe sponsors the bill.
In an era where technology moves faster than the law, artificial intelligence has made it possible to fabricate completely false images of individuals with terrifying accuracy. Exploitation is no longer limited to stolen photos or real photos used without consent. AI can now entirely create fake but convincing images, placing people in situations they were never in and never agreed to.
The right of publicity is brought to bear in situations such as advertising and publicity, which would harm a person's reputation. It specifically lists images depicting a person's unclothed body, such as revenge porn, to smear someone's dignity and privacy under the threat of prosecution. Senator Mays Bledsoe says our image is our own.
Our likeness and images are an extension of who we are. Therefore, we are entitled to the dignity of controlling their commercial use. Senate Bill 7 helps close the digital divide between our statutes and this advancing technology.
Reporting at the state capitol in Frankfort, I'm Charles Baglin.
Senate Bill 7 now heads to the Kentucky House for consideration. And Kentucky will have a statewide tornado drill this morning. It's a part of Severe Weather Awareness Week, and that statewide tornado drill will take place at 10:07 this morning. The Kentucky Emergency Management and National Weather Service invites all Kentuckians to participate in what they say is a potentially life-saving practice drill. For more information, you can follow the Kentucky Annual Statewide Tornado Drill on Facebook. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. It makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack, and I appreciate that, old buddy. Brought to you by our friends over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency, proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Call Mark or Chris. They'd love to give you a free quote. 859-236-6686. All right, mostly cloudy, a high of 56. Hello tonight, 40. Tomorrow, cloudy through mid-morning. Gradually clearing, high of 50. Sunday, cloudy, becoming sunny, high of 55. Monday, sunshine, 62. 7:37 in the morning right now. It is 34 degrees right here in Danville. And we welcome on to the show Linda McClanahan for the Mercer County Extension Office and this morning's County Agents Corner. Linda, are you back from the meeting that you all had in Louisville? You back home now?
Yes.
Yes, all right, good. Back in the home front, giving us the County Agents Corner, live from Mercer County. Linda McClanahan, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market.
Get the top price for your livestock. Take them to the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, where they have drop-off hours to fit the busy farmer's needs. Selling your livestock a profitable and a pleasant experience. Save the hassle of a long haul. Sell your livestock at the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, 277 Courtier Road in Stanford. Call Bluegrass South Livestock Market at 606-365-0665. Bluegrass South Livestock Market in Stanford.
Here's Linda McClanahan.
If you've been farming in Kentucky for any length of time, you know the winter weather can make your farm quite muddy. Feeding livestock during the winter or moving equipment over unfrozen wet ground can exacerbate the amount of mud on the farm. Mud is not good for several reasons. It can cause topsoil erosion and increase soil compaction. Livestock that have to walk through mud require more feeds for energy, but actually eat and drink less because they expel so much energy getting to feed and water. Therefore, mud reduces daily average gains. Mud on animals' coats makes it harder for them to regulate their body temperature, increasing the amount of energy they need to generate heat for warmth in the winter and cool themselves in the summer. For horses, mud can increase the risk of slipping and falling and can make walking or standing difficult. Fortunately, you can reduce the amount of mud on your farm by installing hard traffic pads on areas of your farm that tend to get the most traffic. You have many choices for materials to use for heavy-use pads. Some of these include concrete, plastic traffic grid, or geotextile fabric and rock. The material you use depends on many factors, including material availability, installation costs, and the size of your operation. With the exception of horses, which require softer surfaces, concrete pads are by far the strongest, easiest to clean, and lowest maintenance material for most livestock producers to use. Concrete pads should be placed in areas that receive heavy animal traffic, such as around waterers, adjacent to feed bunks, and holding areas and near gates. While the installation cost of concrete pads may be higher than other materials, you're going to save money in the long term because you reduce the amount of wasted feed and get better gains on your livestock. The thickness of the pad will depend on the type of livestock you have, stocking density, and whether the area gets a lot of equipment traffic. Areas with livestock traffic require pads that's at least 4 inches thick, placed on several inches of gravel. Trucks, tractors, and other heavy equipment need concrete pads at least 5 to 6 inches thick. A hilltop or slope surface is often the best location for a hard surface pad, as they tend to be away from most waterways and will allow nearby vegetation to filter stormwater runoff. Make sure the location also drains away from feed bunkers, waterers, and roads. Concrete pads need to have a solid foundation to be successful. Prepare the site by removing topsoil until you reach soil that's easily compacted, and make sure the area is level. Use at least 6 inches of compacted dense grade aggregate to provide a solid base for concrete pads. Inadequate foundation preparation can cause a concrete pad to fail or freeze or damage water pipes. Horse owners should similarly prepare their sites, but should construct their pads using geotextile fabrics, followed by a 6-inch layer of crushed limestone and finished with 2 to 3 inches of dense grade aggregate. Create a more durable surface by compacting the dense grade aggregate using a small smooth drum roller like those used for asphalt projects. More information about installing hard surfaces on your farm is available through UK Cooperative Extension Service publication AEN 115, Appropriate All-Weather Surfaces for Livestock, and ID 164, High Traffic Area Pads for Horses. That's today's farm news. Join us each weekday at this time for the County Agent's Corner, a service of the Boyle, Garrett, Lincoln, and Mercer County UK Extension offices.
There you go. Linda McClanahan with this morning's County Agent's Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. Linda, appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you again later on this month, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, Linda. Bye. That's Linda McClanahan giving us this morning's County Agent's Corner. 859-238-WHIR, the number to call in this morning. Some random facts for you. Brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. Here we go. Fact number 1. Daylight savings time was originally created to save energy. The theory was more sunlight would lead to less electricity being used. But the opposite is now true, actually. Because of air conditioning, we use 1% more electricity during daylight savings time. It's not a huge jump, but it is 1% more. Number 2, I-95 goes through 15 states, the most of any interstate. It goes from Maine all the way down south to Florida, traveling through 15 states on I-95. Number 3, Quentin Tarantino did a rewrite on the movie It's Pat. Yes, the SNL movie about the character with the unknown gender. He was paid for the rewrite, but it was uncredited. But Quentin Tarantino did do the rewrite of that. It's Pat. Number 4, Disney decided not to make Giselle from Enchanted one of the Disney princesses because they didn't want to have to pay for lifelong rights to Amy Adams' image. So I guess they have to, if it's a princess, pay for lifelong rights, and they didn't want to do that for Amy Adams. So Giselle was not a Disney princess. And number 5, the Louvre was built in Paris in 1190 as a fortress in case Vikings ever raided Paris and raided France. It obviously stood there as a fortress until 603 years later in 1793 when it became a museum. In 1793. Some random facts for you here on the show, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market in Stanford. 7:44. We'll step aside, come back. We'll see what's going on out west in Hollywood. The Showbiz segment's coming up here next.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number 1, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. It was another thrilling night in the boys' 12th Region High School basketball tournament as Danville Christian Academy and Southwestern both advanced to the semifinals. In the opener, DCA edged Somerset 50-46 in the third straight game that went to double overtime. Then Southwestern nipped West Jessamine 46-44. That one was in regulation. That sets up Monday's semifinals at Lincoln County with Mercer County versus Pulaski County at 6:30 on WHBN FM 99.5, followed by Danville Christian versus Southwestern at 8:15 on Z105. Number 19 Kentucky is at number 15 Missouri tomorrow at noon as the regular season comes to an end. UK has a first-round bye in the upcoming SEC tournament next week, but they'll be anywhere from a 5 seed to an 8 seed. That depends on this weekend's action. Our pregame shows begin at 10:30 in the morning. Tip-offs at 12 noon for Kentucky at Missouri on Z105. The girls' 12th Region High School basketball tournament is in the semifinal round tonight at Pulaski County. Hometown Radio brings you action between Danville Christian Academy and Southwestern at 8:15 tonight on Z105. If DCA wins tonight, we'll have the girls' 12th Region Championship for you Saturday night at 7 on Z105. Rockcastle County plays Wayne County at 6:30 in the opener tonight. The Center College women are in Bloomington, Illinois for the first round of the NCAA D3 tournament. Colonels take on 26-1 Illinois Wesleyan at 8:30 tonight. Transylvania plays Trine in the first game at 5:30. 12th-ranked Kentucky sees its first action in the women's SEC tournament this afternoon in Greenville, South Carolina. UK plays number 10 Oklahoma. Yesterday's winners were Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, and Florida. NASCAR's running at Phoenix this weekend on Hometown Radio. Join us for Xfinity action tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. Airtime for Cup racing is at 2:30 Sunday, all on WHIR FM 103.9. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Sound good, doesn't it? Anglers Outpost of Marine can make this dream a reality for you. This is Kyle Christopher, and if you're looking for a new boat, Anglers Outpost of Marine can help. We have a wide range of boats to choose from, so no matter what you're interested in, we can assist you with the buying process and with financing. Visit us today in North Garrett at the corner of Highway 27 and 34. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday by appointment. Cruise on in to Anglers Outpost of Marine.
Discover the power of radio. If you run a business, then you should consider radio advertising. Customers don't have the same store loyalty they once had. Shoppers travel more than ever. And then there's the internet. Your business must advertise on a regular basis to give former customers a reason to return and new customers a way to find you. Discover the power of radio.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com.
This is Randy Gipp Graham. If you want to start your weekend off in a winning way, propelling you into a new work week, then join with our team every Saturday morning at 7 o'clock on the Kentucky Power Hour. Sure, we talk current events, politics, a little sports, and a lot about leadership, but with you, the listener, in mind. So start your day off in a winning way. Rise and shine, champions. Right here on the Happy Station, WHIR.
The Kentucky Power Hour on AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Chuck, I appreciate that, old buddy, old pal. Brought to you by our friends over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Call Mark or Chris. They'd love to give you a free quote. 859-236-6686. Increasing clouds. A high today, 56. A low tonight of 40. Tomorrow, cloudy through mid-morning. Gradually clearing, 50's the high. Sunday, mostly cloudy, becoming sunny, 55. Monday, sunshine, and 62. Right now, it's 7:50 in the morning. 34 degrees right here in Danville as we are heading out west to see what's going on with our friends in Hollywood. If a celebrity does it or says it, you should probably do and say the opposite. It is the Showbiz segment. Here we go. All right, the search is on for the next James Bond. But what if, instead of hiring a new guy, they just hire an old guy? There's a growing movement online to get Pierce Brosnan back as James Bond. Pierce Brosnan's 71 years old, folks. Pierce was asked if he'd like to, and he said yes. And he also said no. Quote, of course, how could I not be interested? But it's a delicate situation now. I think it's best to let sleeping dogs lie, really. I think so. It's a rather romantic notion and idea, but I think everything changes. Everything falls apart. I think that it's best left to another man, really. Fresh blood. Brosnan starred in 4 Bond flicks: GoldenEye, Tomorrow Never Dies, The World Is Not Enough, and Die Another Day. Actress Pamela Bach, ex-wife of David Hasselhoff, has died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. She was 61 years old. Her body was discovered in her home around 10 o'clock in the evening Wednesday night. Family members called police because they hadn't heard from her in a while. David issued a statement saying, quote, our family is deeply saddened by the recent passing of Pamela Hasselhoff. We are grateful for the outpouring of love and support during this difficult time, but we kindly request privacy as we grieve and navigate through this challenge
challenging time. Pamela and David were married from 1989 to 2006. They have 2 daughters, 32-year-old Haley and 34-year-old Taylor, who gave birth to a daughter named London in August. London featured heavily in Pamela's final Instagram post, a New Year's video with a very optimistic caption. Pamela and David met on the set of Knight Rider. She was also on Baywatch for 10 years as well. Now, sites like TMZ report that Pamela was 62 years old, but she was born October 16, 1963, which makes her 61 years old. Regardless, Pamela Bach did die by suicide. And ageism at the Oscars, is it a real thing? Maybe so. The Oscars have been accused oftentimes of being too white. Maybe the problem is that they're just too ageist. This year, the Best Actor was 51-year-old Adrian Brody, and the Best Actress was 25-year-old Mickey Madison. And it turns out Best Actor most often goes to an older Hollywood veteran, while the Best Actress tends to be the, quote, young and genuine actress. Brody won the Oscar once before for The Pianist. He was 29 at the time, and to this day, he's the only person under 30 to win Best Actor. The honor has been won 31 times by men in their 30s, 35 times by men in their 40s, 15 times by men in their 50s, and 6 times by men in their 60s. Meanwhile, the youngest Best Actress winner was 21-year-old Marlee Matlin for Children of a Lesser God. She's among 33 women who have won Best Actress in their 20s. Ageism at the Oscars could be a real thing. That's what's going on out west in Hollywood. The Showbiz segment at 7:53 in the morning. Let's see what's going on in the box office this weekend. What movies are coming out you can check out at the cinemas. Danville Cinemas 8. All right, the search is... Well, hold on, that's not what I want. Clicked on the wrong thing. The search is on for the next James Bond, and we know that. Pierce Brosnan, we know that. Okay, new in theaters this weekend. Mickey 17 is rated R. Coming out in theaters. Robert Pattinson is a disposable employee who is sent to colonize an ice world. Wherever he dies, a new version of him is generated with most of his memories intact. Mickey 17, a sci-fi dark comedy featuring Bong Joon-ho as the director. He did Parasite, and also stars Stephen Yeun, Toni Collette, and Mark Ruffalo. Mickey 17, rated R. Queen of the Ring is rated PG-13. It's a biographical drama about a female wrestler named Mildred Burke. She became the first $1 million female athlete in history as a wrestler. Emily Bett Rickards from the CW series Arrow is Mildred. Also stars Walton Goggins, Martin Kove, and Josh Lucas in Queen of the Ring. And then there are 3 limited edition releases you may or may not care about. There's Seven Veils. Amanda Seyfried is a theatrical director who must produce her former mentor's most famous opera, but it resurrects disturbing memories from her past. You've also got In the Lost Lands, based on a short story from Game of Thrones author George R.R. Martin. Dave Bautista and Mila Jovovich are a witch and a hunter who must journey to a dangerous land to find an artifact for a queen. And then Rule Breakers, in limited release, a true story about the first ever all-girls robotics team from Afghanistan. It's from Angel Studios, which made Sound of Freedom. Same studio that made Sound of Freedom. There you go. So you got 2 new movies, I should say, major releases in theaters. And you've got 3 limited releases this weekend for you to suit your fancy as you head to the movies this weekend to spend some time at the big screen. It's 7:55. We are back in a minute and a half to round out this 7 o'clock in the morning hour on The Joe Show.
Sutton Pharmacy. Friendly service from people you know. Generations of serving our community. Immunizations, prescriptions, and so much more. Helpful people, free local delivery. Mobile app refills right to your door. Visit SuttonRx.com. Sutton Pharmacy. Friendly service from people you know.
In Lancaster on Maple Avenue.
Hi, this is Caraway and Adeline at Mattresses and More next door to Ace Hardware in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, come check out our tax refund sale. New merchandise arriving weekly, and we sell off the floor. Get up to 35% off. We offer layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit. Come see Aunt Nana. You'll be glad you did.
Again, buy it today, take it home today. Living room suits, bedroom suits, dinette sets, recliners, and more. From Mattresses and More, Southland Plaza next to Ace Hardware.
This is Randy Gibb Gip Graham. If you want to start your weekend off in a winning way, propelling you into a new work week, then join with our team every Saturday morning at 7 o'clock on the Kentucky Power Hour. Sure, we talk current events, politics, a little sports, and a lot about leadership, but with you, the listener, in mind. So start your day off in a winning way. Right here on the Happy Station, WHIR.
The Kentucky Power Hour on AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
Time out for sports this weekend with VSiN Sports Shows on WHIR AM 1230.
It's 7:57 in the morning, 859-238 WHIR. Phone number to call in this morning, 238-9447. And we'd love to have you here on the Joe Show. Did you know that Gen Alpha is not the youngest generation anymore? I don't even know what generation we're on. I don't even know what generation I am. What are we, Dusty?
I think we're millennials, aren't we?
We're considered millennials?
That's
just because we grew up at
I think it's because
the turn of the millennium?
Most of the people we know have beards, tattoos, and piercings.
So that makes us millennial. Okay. So January 1st apparently marked the era beginning the Gen Beta era. These are people born between 2025 and 2039. Not everyone's wild about the name, right? So it's a 14-year period where if you're born between now and 2039, Gen Beta. I don't know.
That's a random number.
So Truett, my son, is not Gen Beta. He wasn't born in 2025. He was born in 2024.
Okay.
So he missed the Gen Beta generation by like 3 weeks. Beta is the second letter in the Greek alphabet, so it makes sense that we go with that, but it's also slang for someone who's passive or weak.
Right.
Especially men.
Yeah.
Like it's the opposite of an alpha male.
Right, it's a beta
You're a
male.
beta male.
Yeah.
You're not strong on an alpha. You're a beta. A researcher in Australia named Mark McCrindle coined the terms Gen Alpha and Gen Beta. He says there's nothing wrong with them and the system makes sense. Of course he says that. He coined it.
Right.
He wants his phrase to stay around.
Yeah.
Of course he doesn't have a problem with it. The next generation would be Gamma, then Delta. We're going down the entire Greek alphabet, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
But some don't love the idea of their kid being called Beta their whole life. Gen Alpha uses it as an insult a lot, so it's like we're teeing up to be the next okay boomer type thing. By the way, Sigma is slang for cool, so when you get to Sigma, Gen Sigma, then you got the cool generation.
The cool generation?
It's not late to go with a different name if people agree on something else. So the question is, should we, or do we just want to go with Gen Beta?
Get it. Yeah, I mean, why are we arguing about this? We're just wasting time.
One idea been tossed around, Dusty, is...
That's such a beta thing to say.
One idea that's tossed around is Generation AI, because they'll never know a world without AI. Gen AI.
That's true.
That's slick.
Yeah.
It's better than Gen Beta, Gen AI.
So they're not going to be able to think for themselves. They're just going to.
Yeah, they will never know a world without AI in it.
They're not going to draw anymore. They're just going to type in the prompt.
Yes, and it'll draw it for them.
Exactly.
7 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry, 8 o'clock in the morning. Halfway home on the Joe Show. Dusty's in studio. We talk with Dusty Moore coming up next.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 8 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. President Trump says there will be an almost 1 month tariff delay on most products from Canada and Mexico. Mark Mayfield with more.
Trump signed an executive order on Thursday that delays tariffs on all goods under the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement.
This is very much about companies and countries that have ripped off this country, our beloved USA, and they're not going to be ripping us off anymore.
The USMCA makes the three North American nations a free trade zone. The tariffs are delayed until April the 2nd. It comes after the president put an exemption on auto tariffs from the two countries on Wednesday.
The USMCA was proposed by and signed by Trump during his first term. While the president has announced some delays in the tariffs, some damage has already been done. As Nick Harper reports, alcohol has become a target of the administration's trade war.
The maker of Jack Daniel's, Brown-Forman, said the decision to pull its drink from shelves in Canada was worse than tariffs. It comes after several Canadian provinces decided to remove US-made liquor from stores in retaliation to the 25% tariff placed on Canadian goods entering the United States. But Jack Daniel's said that decision was disproportionate, as it essentially amounts to a ban of its drink. Canadians are being urged to buy locally made goods and avoid those made by its nearest neighbour. I'm Nick Harper in Washington.
President Trump says he'll probably extend the deadline for the TikTok ban if a deal isn't reached. On Thursday, Trump said he knows there's a lot of interest in the social media platform. Currently, the app's Chinese-owned company ByteDance has until April 5th to sell TikTok to someone based in the United States. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Law firm. Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. Call 800-653-1188. 800-653-1188.
If Ernest Hemingway was alive today, would he say this to you?
Shakespeare, Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, all great writers. And after reading your book, I simply must add you to the list.
Wait, you don't have a book yet. So make a free call to Page Publishing. Turn your book idea into publishing gold.
800-215-6818. 800-215-6818. That's 800-215-6818.
An Olympic snowboarder from the 2002 Winter Olympics was added to the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list Thursday. Morgan Chesky with more on the hunt for Ryan Wedding.
The 43-year-old, who the FBI says may go by El Jefe and Public Enemy, is wanted for allegedly orchestrating multiple murders, running a transnational drug ring that the DOJ says routinely smuggled hundreds of kilograms of cocaine.
This operation has shipped drugs from Colombia through Mexico and into the United States and Canada.
Those multiple murders include those of 2 family members over a stolen drug shipment. The U.S. State Department is offering a $10 million reward for information leading to his capture. President Trump's special envoy plans to travel to the Middle East next week as the future of the Gaza ceasefire deal remains in question. Correspondent Giles Gibson.
Speaking to reporters, Steve Witkoff did not reveal exact details about his trip to the Middle East next week, simply telling them that he'll visit 4 countries. The special envoy did confirm that the Trump administration recently held talks with Hamas.
Witkoff says one big priority is to secure the release of Idan Alexander, who is believed to be the last living American held by Hamas in Gaza, but he says the aim is to free all of the remaining hostages. We're hearing the 911 calls from a man accused of threatening to kill President Trump.
I'm a mass murderer. I need a ride to the airport to be taken to Trump Tower, to the White House, so I can assassinate the president.
Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office has released the recordings they say are from 34-year-old Justin Blackston last month. Blackston was arrested on several charges of making threats to discharge a destructive device, making a false report of a bomb, and placing false 911 calls. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Okay, this might be a little cliche, but we now interrupt regular programming for a subject near and dear to my heart, me, your radio. Hey, if you run a business, you know it's a challenge, and getting new customers is really tough. To grow your business, may I suggest me, your radio. Radio is everywhere, which means you can reach potential customers in the car, at work, at home, and at play. No other media can say that. Radio reaches more consumers within 2 hours of their largest purchase of the day than any other media. You say you'd like to use radio advertising, but you don't know where to start, or it's all overwhelming? I'm your radio. You can trust me, right? Call us today and find out how radio delivers results. We now return you to your regular programming. That is like my favorite thing in the world to say.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
Hi, this is Deanna Charles at the Danville H&R Block. Were you a college student in the last 4 years who didn't receive an education credit? Even if you paid nothing to go to school due to grants like the Pell Grant, you might still be able to get up to a $2,500 federal credit. I specialize in education credits, and I want to personally invite you to come in or call and let me see if I can find a credit for you. If I find no credit, you owe nothing, so what do you have to lose? Stop by the office at 216 Burn Avenue in Danville or give us a call at 859-236-3281 to learn more. Tax prep fees apply to amend or complete a current year return.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Ephraim McDowell's McDowell Place is celebrating its 25th anniversary this year, and they'll do that with a community open house later this month. The ceremony will start at 2 in the afternoon on March the 25th and will feature guest speakers like State Representative Daniel Elliott and President and CEO of Ephraim, Daniel McKay. There will also be events throughout that entire week, like a cooking demonstration by the Boyle County Extension Office on Monday the 24th, a time capsule ceremony on Tuesday the 25th, a family night event on Thursday the 27th, and then on Friday the 28th, a social hour anniversary party. The public is invited out to all those activities that week in honor of the McDowell Place's 25th anniversary. Today is day number 1 of the 2-day Little Cherub Sale at Centenary Methodist Church. The sale will feature 200 consigners with things like summer clothes, toys, games, feeding supplies, bath supplies, household items, books, electronics, furniture, and backpacks. Just about everything you would ever need for children from birth through the teenage years. It's today from 8:30 until 7:30 and Saturday from 8:30 until 2, where many items are half price on Saturday. For more information, visit littlecherubs.org. It's a Centenary Methodist Church in Danville. Center College has launched a campus campaign where they're raising money for Eastern Kentucky flood relief. Center's Greek Life community has launched a fundraising campaign with a goal of raising $2,500 for flood relief. You have through next Wednesday to donate. You can donate at Center Flood Relief on Venmo to help them out. The girls' 12th region basketball tournament continues today, and there's one area team left. That's the DCA girls, who will play Southwestern tonight. We'll have that tip-off around 8:15, live from Pulaski County tonight on Z105, WRNZ-FM, and HometownLive.net. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Talk Kentucky Sports, weekday mornings at 10 with Matt Jones and Kentucky Sports Radio, right here on AM 1230 WHIR.
There's something special about eating at a local restaurant. When you're greeted at the door or you sit down at your regular seat, it's easy to tell the difference from a big chain restaurant. Cattleman's Roadhouse is proud to be locally owned, and we are committed to serving up the best hand-cut steaks, providing an all-you-can-eat salad bar, and cooking up delicious meals right here in your community. Whether you're spending time with family or just craving a great steak, we are here because the best places in life are local.
What makes Whitaker Bank uniquely Kentucky? With a wide range of products and services, we are here to provide you friendly, expert service for all of your banking needs. This is Rita McIntyre for Boyle, Garrett, and Mercer counties. As part of your community, we are committed to building solid, long-term relationships. Call me at 859-733-4963. Let us show you what uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack, that is so nice of you, buddy. Brought to you by our friends and out over at Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet Harrisburg, specializing in discount, waterproof vinyl flooring, hardwood, tile and carpet remnants. Shop and save, and all types of floor coverings. Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet, 540 North College Street. All right, you get sunshine. Maybe later on this afternoon. It's going to be a cloudy day. 56 is the high. A low tonight of 40. Tomorrow, cloudy through mid-morning, gradually clearing, high of 50. Sunday, mostly cloudy, gradually becoming sunny, high of 55. Monday, 62. Tuesday, 70's your high. Looking forward to that. Right now, it's 8:10 in the morning, 34 degrees. I got a text message in earlier this morning. Someone said, "Hey, Joe, is Dusty going to be on your show this morning?"
Aww.
And I said, "Yes, he is." He didn't answer me back, so I just assumed he was wanting to know if you're going to be on. He enjoys the Dusty segment. So here we have...
That's good.
Live and in studio, Dusty Wesley.
My mom always says you look good on the radio this morning because she likes to watch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hi, Mom.
So I'm just always like, I do the weirdest things. If you ever if you're not driving and you want to tune into the, was it Facebook feed? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Facebook, Hometown Live Radio on Facebook.
I just like to do weird things because I just never know who's watching.
Yeah.
Joe knows the things.
You do weird things.
He's just like, cut away.
Oftentimes when I'm coming into my first weather forecast of the 8 o'clock hour, if it's a dusty day and I'm chuckling about something, Dusty's probably like flashing the camera or something before I can get him on.
Just nice. Just look. I mean, I'll work out. Yeah.
Yeah. You talked about your mom. Listen to what happened when I did to my mom on accident.
Okay.
She, of course, watches the baby every day while Rebecca's at work and I'm at work.
Sure.
If you call this work for me, I do get paid for it. So. Anyway, so she was having trouble getting email to her iPad. Her
Okay.
emails weren't coming through. I'm like, well, just sign out and sign back in. You know, like, I don't know what was going on. She hadn't gotten an email since Saturday, and it was like Tuesday at this point. I'm like, sign out and sign back in. She's like, okay. Well, so I signed out for her. And when we signed out, all of her notes that were attached to her name on the iPad also went away, like the notes section.
You signed out of the whole iPad.
I signed out of the profile on there.
Okay.
That was the only way I knew. I couldn't do it email. I was like, it's okay. We'll just log you back in.
Yeah.
She's got a Hotmail account. And she's like, okay. So I log in, and I was like, okay, it's going to send your password to tim@fbcdanville.org.
Doesn't exist anymore.
Mom's like, he doesn't have that email address. He hasn't been the pastor at First Baptist Church in a year and a half. And I'm like, all right, well, there's a second way. It's going to send a text message to blank, 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 and then it says 33. I'm like, what number is that? She said 236-8033. That was our old home phone number. I'm like, so you have your emergency contact information as nothing.
Yeah.
So now she's signed, and we can't get back into her email address ever again. I've gone to hotmail.com and I filled out the form to recover it, but I can't. I said, all right, Mom, you got to know, they want as much information as possible, so they make sure that this is your account.
Correct.
So tell me, who was the last person you sent an email to? She's like, I don't ever send emails. I'm like, you got to remember the last person you sent an email to. She's like, I don't know. I'm like, we got to know something. Like, who was? Well, it probably would have been my brother. So put his email address and my uncle.
Yeah.
So I did. It came back and said, you don't have enough information. We cannot recover this account. So now I messed everything up. I told her it's not like it mattered anyway. You weren't getting emails to begin with.
That's true. Yeah.
So I don't know what to do. Do you have any advice for us, Dusty? Because the password recovery is to my dad's old email, which he doesn't have access to, and to our old home phone number, which it said it would text. That's how old it is. It said, we'll text this number, and it was a home phone number.
Well, a lot of people shifted their home phone number to cell phones.
Yeah, well, we didn't in our family. So I don't know what else to do. And then I filled out the recovery email information account, and then it says I don't have enough information to recover it.
Does she have it on her on her iPhone, or does she have an iPhone?
She has an iPhone, and I said, that's okay. We'll do it through your iPhone. She said, I don't have mail on my iPhone. I said, what do you mean? You've got it on your iPad. She said, I never had mail on my iPhone.
And they weren't linked?
No, she never even signed in on her iPhone because she always had it on her iPad. She didn't feel like she had to have it on her iPhone. We're in a bind.
That's a good one.
It's all my fault.
That's a good one. Now, you should be able to, I think, okay. So if I understand this correctly, and I could be wrong, so but this might work. You should be able to contact the server for your, or if you have a network person at your church that has access to create emails.
Okay.
So that could be, it could just be your church secretary or something like that, because somebody had to set that up.
Yeah.
Right? And then what you can do is you can create that email again. And then once it sends it to it, boom, now you have your code.
The only problem is our secretary wouldn't have done it. It would have been like our tech guy, and I don't even know if we have a tech guy anymore.
But, somebody should have access to your, to that fbc.org or whatever it is.
To tim@fbcdanville.org.
Well, danville.org. So it's that back end of that address that you can just create the account. So you can create the account again.
Oh, okay. So it would be like a fresh account.
Correct.
But it's Hotmail still has it as that account, so it's still going to email us to that account.
Yeah, whenever you send the email, it'll be like, oh, well, this account does exist. Here you go. Now you have access to it, and there you should be back up.
My mom's trying to do her silver sneakers workout and can't do it because it can't send her the email RSVPs now.
Yep.
I have messed everything up.
Well, that's an important thing because, for instance, I used to have a Hotmail account, but I've shut it down. But that used to be my backup account. And so it's like you have to think about that from not now on, but it's one of those, this is a good reminder to everybody listening. Mm-hmm. Check your backups to make sure that they still exist. The other thing you could do, which is more complicated, I imagine, is to try to retrieve that phone number, which, that's probably harder to do. Or try to get a hold of that phone number, text it, and be like, "Hey," you can just explain the situation in that very first text.
Yes.
Be like, "You're gonna get a code. Can you just pass that along?
Can you just send the code to me?
Can you just send that code to me?" And they might be nice enough, or it might be a business account now, and it's like nobody ever gets it because it just texts to
nothing
to the ether, right? That's pretty terrible. That reminds me of a story where we do a lot of streaming services as well for my day job. A person who set up this church's streaming account to everything, like Facebook, and signed into everything, decided to leave the church on not a happy term and just kept all the information. And so they just logged him out of everything, and they were like, well, what do we do? And I'm like, make nice with that person. like there's nothing
That's
you can
shame
do.
on those people, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it was bad. But they were just like, is there anything we could do? And I was like, I mean, you can start a whole new page, but you have to just tell everybody from the other page to come
Go
on
to this page.
Right. And I was like, that's not ideal. Or you could just be nice to that person, or, you know, try to get that information from them. Also, don't let that happen. Have people with multiple
multiple ways to access it.
Yeah, exactly. Or like you can always you can let your other people be admins of your page to have access to it.
Yeah.
And other admins can kick out other admins.
But you got to do it quick before the other admins change the password.
Exactly. So make sure you have all that information down, written down somewhere as well. That's the other thing. So there's default passwords to the gear we install. And if you decide to change that password, which is, I mean, that's fine, write it down so we don't have to reset your whole board and lose all your information, because it's like nobody has access to it and something's gone wrong, but we need Intuit to correct it. It's just it's a hassle. It's a pain. So what also I find funny is in most instances there is a password on the computer, right? Because it makes you like have a password now, right? Yeah. But it's just written on like a Post-it note stuck to the computer. Yeah. I'm like, why even have a password?
I've got something like that. It's not to my computer, but it's to like a website that I use for like news sources and stuff. It's just got our email and password on there. Just, like right there on a Post-it note on my computer.
Yeah. All right, Joe. So my kids' rec league basketball tournament is going on, right?
Yeah, you had a game last night.
No, we did not.
Okay,
we had practice.
Never mind.
We had practice last night.
All right, working hard.
And we were listening to you on the way home, and Lucas wanted to go to your basketball game, but we wouldn't.
Was it just kind of sound exciting or something like that?
Well, yeah, it was a double overtime, right? Yeah. You were in. He was like, "That's Joe. That sounds awesome. Let's go." And I'm like, "Dude, we would get there not in time. It's
in Lincoln County." Yeah. Well, I'm glad y'all listened though.
Yeah. No, it was good.
Appreciate
but
that.
We so it was. I think it was Tuesday night. My kids' team was up 10 points with like 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Okay. So in that league, if you're up, like I think it's under 3 minutes or under 2.5 minutes. I haven't read the rule book. Obviously, I'm not a coach, and so you're allowed to press at a certain point, right?
Okay.
Unless you're up by 10 or more.
Okay.
So
the other team can press and y'all can't.
Correct.
All right.
So we score to put us up by 10. Now we can no longer press. The other team comes down, shoots, and scores, right? Now they can press, right? So we perceive to give up 6 more points.
In a row. So it's now it's a 10-0 run at this point. Well, no, it's an 8-0 run. So they're down 2 now.
They're down 2.
Okay.
And they barely hold on.
All right.
But you want to talk about a crowd getting rowdy.
But you all could press, though, right? But I guess it didn't matter
because
you all never scored to set up your press.
Right. And we never got down on that side of the court.
The coach has got to work on how to break the full court press. Is that what you all worked on in practice?
We were crushed. Yeah. That's what they worked on in practice. Is like pass the ball to somebody that's open. Don't just heave it because the other team would just grab it, shoot, and score, and like it just kept getting closer and closer. And every score, the crowd got louder. They were like the other team also had cheerleaders, and so they were going crazy. So my wife got so nervous, and she was just like, "I'm not built for this," and just like had to peace out.
She just left.
She watched from like behind the doors.
She was hoping she could get the radio call out of it. No rec league radio calls.
But it would have been an exciting time if you do want to come and call a rec league game.
I'm sure, yeah. You get 3 straight turnovers, 6 straight points to cut it to 2, but you all did hold on then.
We barely hold on. There were some free throws involved in some additional scoring, but just to sit there and watch them just try to inbound the ball. And we all was like, "Oh my gosh, like are you serious?" And like the parents were getting upset and like yelling at the refs, and I was like, "Guys, like it's just a rec league game. Like we need to chill out here."
Yeah. Well, glad your team won. Then when do they play again?
They play again. Hold on, I have it down.
It's not tonight, is it?
No, it's Wednesday, I believe.
Okay, Wednesday
night. We have to face the person who plays Monday night. The winner of that, I believe.
So are you all the best team in the league?
No, we're not.
Are y'all going to win Wednesday or lose, or is it a toss-up?
I think it's a toss-up. Like we have good players on our team, and it's just a matter of if this one kid who shoots really well, if he's in a good mood that night, right?
He's dialed in, locked in.
If he's dialed in and making the shots, then we're
right.
And then as long as we don't get pressed, if we can just avoid the press at all
costs. You can't get up by too much.
Right.
If you're up by 10, you can't. So just try to keep it single-digit lead then, I guess.
Well, I mean, no, we got to get up more. So that when they do press us, we don't.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
You all can score as much as you want. We're up 35 points.
Right. Well, that's not going to happen. I know that.
Yeah.
Whatever games is going to be close.
All right, Dustin, we got going on in music.
All right, this week in music. If you want to come visit me down there at O'Neill's Irish Pub off of Richmond Road, I'll be down there with Vinyl Richie. They got some new lights. They're called the Blizzard Hypnos.
Oh, those sound fun.
And,
did y'all install those?
Well, no. Well, Vinyl Richie got new lights.
Oh, okay, for their set.
Yeah, for their set. And so I've been messing with them all week. Like if you somehow had a view of my backyard, which would be very odd because there's nothing back there, but you would just see these moving lights just going wild.
The Blizzard Hypnos.
Yeah, because they have these. It's a mover, right? And it does RGB-AW, which is red, green, blue, amber, white. And then they have these rings on the inside of it too that can do all those colors as well.
Cool.
And so you have these like dual rings plus the light. They're described as eye candy, and it's very fitting because that's what they are. They're just eye candy. And so I've been trying to dial them in, make sure they're not like too crazy, right? Because you like the key with lights is you want them to be good but not a distraction.
Yeah.
Right? You want them to
don't want them to take away from the show where like people are too focused on them more than the act on stage.
More than the act on stage. And you want to give them like lights provide the energy to the audience as well. So there's ways to include the audience in certain instances, right? With like blinders and stuff of that nature, or like strobe lights and stuff are pretty cool. But it adds to the energy of the song, but you don't want to do it so much where they're like, what is going on? This is too much, right? Because it's not the show. The band's the show.
Yes.
Right? So that's what I've been trying to do and dial it in. It's been a little difficult. I'm not going to lie. And so I'm kind of nervous about it.
Okay. But when do they make their debut? Tonight?
Saturday night.
Okay, so tomorrow you got one more day to play with the lights.
Got one more day to play with the lights tonight. That's what I'll be doing. So if you run by my house, you'll see because like I can shoot the disco ball with them now too, which is pretty cool because I don't have to have a dedicated light for the disco ball.
And the light reflects off the disco ball?
Right, because it's just a moving head. It's just a moving spot, and so I can hit it with two different colors.
Oh,
and
wow!
It looks tight.
This is like Finley's Fun Center.
Oh, but like times 10. Yeah.
What was it called before Finley's? Oh, it was Finley's.
It's
Windjammer now.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, was it called Finley's?
Yeah, Finley's Fun Ring, and they didn't have laser tag or anything like that.
No,
they had a blow up like bounce house in a corner.
Yeah, I remember
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and the big skate you rode in your birthday.
Yes, I never got to ride in the big skate.
I didn't either, and I never got picked to ride in the big skate either.
That's the other thing. I never got picked either.
I'm not holding any grudges.
But I remember which birthdays they were, but no grudges. Don't
worry. I don't have any notes in my phone about what friends shunned me for riding the big skate.
And then what else do they have? I mean, like they've rearranged it a lot.
It is cool in there. Yeah, it is. They got. I mean, like they've got. You can eat pizza there. They got a lot of arcade games there. They got the laser tag.
The ones that work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ones that don't work.
Well,
it's kind of disappointing. But.
Hey, Mr. Packett texted me and said maybe I'll go over to O'Neill's and see his work.
Yeah, come on over. Like O'Neill's is funny because it has its own built-in lights as well. So I have to and I can't patch them in. They won't give me all the information because I don't think they know it. And so I have to you'll see me back there with an iPad, laptop, and then my hand on another light controller, and I'm trying to get all of it in sync together.
Okay.
And so it's like I need more hands at an O'Neill show.
It's like you're playing the organ or something like that.
Yes, absolutely.
In a live concert. You go over here and playing the keyboard here,
and
the
I wish I had
here.
foot pedals, right? That would be nice because then that would give me another appendage to work with.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to go see that's Saturday night. There at O'Neill's, Vinyl Richie will be playing. If you're looking for something that's not a cover band but more original, tonight you can check out MJ Linderman. He's going to be playing at the Green Lantern along with the band Wild Pink. So that's two groups that's going to be there at the Grand Theater in Frankfurt, because you have to watch which Grand Theater we're talking about. Sam Bush will be there if you want to go check out Sam Bush. Tonight at the Norton Center, if you're looking to stay close to home, if you don't like driving like Joe, you can go check out the band we previewed Tuesday. How would you say?
Nozzle Brass, right?
Nozzle Brass?
Yeah.
Right, because the M is silent for some weird English language reason. They're going to be playing tonight at the Norton Center for the Arts. That looks like a fun show if you're into some brass music, but high-energy brass. If you love AC/DC, you can go see the Thunderstruck America's AC/DC Tribute Band at Manchester Music Hall tonight. Sunday Best will be playing at the Log Still Distillery tomorrow. If you want to go check out Cindy Best, old Nicholas Jamerson, star of your UKFCU UKFCU commercial. He's on there. And then Cameron Marlowe will be playing at Manchester Music Hall this Saturday as well. And then the band we are previewing is Geese. They're going to be playing at the Burl.
Funny name for a band.
Yeah, Geese American Band.
Name of the song is I See Myself.
Yes. Check them out. I kind of dig them. I'm not going to lie. They're from New York City. They're coming down here to play for you this Saturday at the Burl.
There it is. Geese. Here we go. That dude's got a voice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Heck of a range on it.
Yeah. Geese. Name of the group. I See Myself. They're coming to the Burl?
Correct. They're coming to the Burl tomorrow, March 8th. If you want to go check them out, Geese, an American band from New York City. Yeah, it sounds like pretty fun. I feel like it's like a cleaner grunge almost, because like here in a minute it like kind of breaks down, and so like it just gets a little like dirtier. But yeah, but it's like it's I don't know, what would you call it? Like a cleaner grunge would be what, like clutter, right? Like
yeah,
right.
If it's not as nasty, dirty as grunge, what is it called?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Like a messy basement.
Or instead of like, because they also give me some Red Hot Chili Pepper vibes, but like not as spicy. So are they just like mild?
They're just chili peppers.
Or just mild?
They're not red hot.
Right. They're just like
mild chili peppers.
Mild peppers, right? It's like how you describe them, but they do sound like a lot of fun. Their very first song is what I was going to play, but I don't think I could play it.
Got some lyrics in it?
No, I think the title is just weird. Okay. And so, but it's still a good song if you want to go check out Geese.
Burl tomorrow, 7 o'clock. It's on their Spotify page.
Oh,
too.
Well, there we go.
Yep.
Check that out. And then Preston Cooper will also be at Manchester Music Hall. If you like those house shows, Paul McDonald will be playing at the Raven House, which is a living room show if you want to go to somebody's house. Also, real quick, on Sunday, there is a legendary tribute to Tom Petty, the life of Tom Petty.
Oh, great.
If you want to go see at Manchester Music Hall, that'll be on Sunday at 7.
They're big in the tribute bands right now.
Apparently, yeah.
They got AC/DC, they got Tom Petty.
And then I guess you got 2 country artists in there on Saturday. But, I mean, yeah, that's kind of... I mean, that's a thing, I guess, if you like tribute bands. Because, I mean, I can understand a tribute band for Tom Petty because, like, he's gone
dead
now. Yeah, and so that would be good. But, isn't AC/DC still touring?
I'm a huge AC/DC fan. I think the answer to that is yes.
How many times have you heard AC/DC this past week?
See, I haven't. You asked that on Tuesday, and I haven't paid enough attention to even the pregame songs playing.
You just
I'm
blurt
locked
out.
in.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm locked in.
I mean, that's fair. That's good for you.
Yeah.
Like, because I can't do that.
Speaking of being locked in, we got John Morris listening to us down in Texas. John he's locked in from Texas. He is the head play-by-play voice for the Baylor Bears.
Okay.
Does Baylor basketball and football, and John's a Danville High School graduate.
Gotcha.
And he said, shout out to Windjammer with Dusty this morning. And he said his dad built the building in the 70s.
Oh, wow.
Windjammer. So good handiwork because that building's still 55 years later is doing his thing.
I think only like 3 things have ever changed in it. So good job to that guy.
Yeah, it's they're doing their thing. Actually, we went to Windjammer. I guess it was 2 years ago or so.
Birthday party, or you just hanging out?
Well, yeah, my brother was in town and wanted to do something different. Take the kids to Windjammer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was not like we were there skating.
I was waiting for if you took the kids or not. I just thought that you and your brother were like, remember the old times?
Doing the wiggly leg when we were out there skating. No, we had the kids out there.
So are you a good skater?
I was back in the day.
Yeah?
I mean, like, I don't know about good, but like I could rollerblade and stuff.
But I mean, like, you weren't like the people who could like skate backwards.
No, absolutely not.
Have you seen like there's a dude who can like throw his skate like off and then like skate on one skate and the skate will come back to him and he slips it back on?
Like a boomerang?
Yeah.
No, I've not seen that.
It's wild, man.
If I walked into Windjammer and saw that, I'd walk out. Like, you are way too advanced for me.
Yeah, see, I always felt weird because not weird, but it's like you're not a regular whenever you have to go and like rent the skates. Like, like the people who brought their own skates.
It's like the people who bring their bowling balls to the bowling alley.
Exactly.
I'm going to get destroyed. You brought your own bowling ball. I don't even know what weight. I'm picking the ball based on color. I don't want a pink ball. I want a green ball. I don't even know if I should bowl with the green ball.
It's like my thumb is still stuck in this ball.
How do I get? And you're polishing your ball and breaking out your bowling shoes.
Your own bowling shoes.
Yeah.
But no, you had to rent the skates, and I mean, we went to I think recently we went to a birthday party there at Windjammers, and it was just so chaotic because there's like 3 other birthday parties going on at the same time. There's kids everywhere.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm just like, no wonder we didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
It's like, this is just nuts.
Shout out to Windjammer this morning. A Danville standard.
Fun Center.
Finley's Fun Center to now Windjammer. So good stuff. 8:33 in the morning. Dusty, appreciate you being on.
No problem, Joe.
Yeah, coming up at 8:40, we're talking again with Kenny G from 12th Region Sports. We got to have Kenny on after what we've seen with the boys first round. Back-to-back-to-back triple overtime games.
Whew.
And then
that's exhausting.
Just missed an overtime game in the 4th game yesterday on a last-second shot. They missed it. That would have tied it up. So we'll have Kenny G coming up right after this.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. It was another thrilling night in the boys' 12th Region High School basketball tournament as Danville Christian Academy and Southwestern both advanced to the semifinals. In the opener, DCA edged Somerset 50-46 in the 3rd straight game that went to double overtime. Then Southwestern nipped West Jessamine 46-44. That one was in regulation. That sets up Monday's semifinals at Lincoln County with Mercer County versus Pulaski County at 6:30 on WHBN FM 99.5, followed by Danville Christian versus Southwestern at 8:15 on Z105. Number 19 Kentucky is at number 15 Missouri tomorrow at noon as the regular season comes to an end. UK has a first-round bye in the upcoming SEC tournament next week, but they'll be anywhere from a 5 seed to an 8 seed. That depends on this weekend's action. Our pregame shows begin at 10:30 in the morning. Tip-offs at 12 noon for Kentucky at Missouri on Z105. The girls' 12th Region High School basketball tournament is in the semifinal round tonight at Pulaski County. Hometown Radio brings you action between Danville Christian Academy and Southwestern at 8:15 tonight on Z105. If DCA wins tonight, we'll have the girls' 12th Region Championship for you Saturday night at 7 on Z105. Rockcastle County plays Wayne County at 6:30 in the opener tonight. The Center College women are in Bloomington, Illinois for the first round of the NCAA D3 tournament. Colonels take on 26-1 Illinois Wesleyan at 8:30 tonight. Transylvania plays Trine in the first game at 5:30. 12th-ranked Kentucky sees its first action in the women's SEC tournament this afternoon in Greenville, South Carolina. UK plays number 10 Oklahoma. Yesterday's winners were Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, Ole Miss, and Florida. NASCAR's running at Phoenix this weekend on Hometown Radio. Join us for Xfinity action tomorrow afternoon at 4:30. Airtime for Cup racing is at 2:30 Sunday, all on WHIR FM 103.9. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Almost every small Kentucky town has a go-to restaurant. In Central Kentucky, it's the Bread of Life Cafe in Liberty. If you like a good buffet, you'll love the huge down-home cooking featuring 3 fully stocked buffet tables, or you can order off their extensive menu. You'll find something delicious for every person in the family at the Bread of Life Cafe. Visit the gift and sweet shop at the Bread of Life Cafe, 5 miles south of Liberty on Highway 127. Open till 8, Monday through Thursday, 9 Friday and Saturday. Feed your tummy and your soul with a stop at the Bread of Life Cafe and Buffet, 5 miles south of Liberty.
Hey folks, Chrysler Cowboy here. When I started my journey in the automotive industry, learned 3 valuable lessons. 1, have a good product. 2, treat people with respect. And 3, make sure it's a fair deal for everybody. I'm proud to call Anderson County my home, and at Chrysler of Lawrenceburg, we want to give you that down-home experience. We offer certified pre-owned vehicles that come with a lifetime engine warranty, free tire rotation with every oil change, and customer service that rivals the best anywhere around. Chrysler Cowboy. If you can't remember that, just look for the hat. It's where you need to be, folks. Chrysler of Lawrenceburg.
Direct from Belfast, Ireland and London's West End. Be transported to the Emerald Isle with Ireland's newest music sensation, the Shamrock Tenors. Lighting up the stage with their soaring 5-part harmony, the Shamrock Tenors bring a fresh energy to your favourite Irish tunes. Experience the music of Ireland like never before with the Shamrock Tenors.
EKU Center for the Arts, Sunday, March 9th at 7:30.
Authentic Mexican grocery store, cakes, fresh produce, piñatas, boots, belts, and more. La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. Family owned and operated, offering the best Mexican products created. La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. And to make your tummy smile, Taco Yumas, their on-site food truck that's also available for catering and events. So where do you go for authentic Mexican product? La Michoacana Mexican grocery store. In Danville on Houstonville Road.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. It makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends hanging out over at the Little Sign Shop. New owners and operators. The Little Sign Shop has you covered. All types of quality signs at affordable prices, many within 24 hours. They're in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Call them, 859-238-7391. Mostly cloudy, a high of 56, a low tonight of 40. Tomorrow, cloudy through mid-morning, gradually clearing, 50 is a high. Sunday, 55 is a high with sunshine. Monday, 62. It's 8:39 in the morning. Pimmy's coming your way right now. Then we're talking with Kenny G from 12th Region Sports.
Hi, I'm Pim Stewart Clark, and this is Wedding Planning with Pim. Every wedding reception has its own flow. As the bride and groom, it's you, your friends and family, and the professionals you hire that will create the unique energy and spirit of your celebration. Traditionally, wedding receptions include a receiving line, introduction of the happy couple, the meal, first dance, toasts, cake cutting, dollar dance, removal of the garter, tossing the bouquet, and the couple's big exit. Not necessarily in that order. Receiving lines are pretty much passé, with the bride and groom's parents preferring to table hop at the reception, allowing time to actually visit with their guests. Some couples want guests up and dancing as soon as the cocktail hour is over, and to continue dancing between courses. courses. Others ask their band to play soft music until dinner's been served, then pick up the pace later. Your wedding day coordinator, together with your band leader or DJ, should be able to help you arrange events in an order that will encourage the mood you want to create at your reception. If you think this will make your wedding feel stiff and overly rehearsed, just the opposite is true. A detailed schedule allows the event to flow smoothly, which makes it feel more spontaneous, not less. My love note: plan a reception timeline. Set the approximate timing of toasts, first dance, father-daughter dance, and cake cutting.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Tocogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
Listen to WHIR online at hometownlive.net, powered by Kentucky, WIMAX.com.
8:42 in the morning. It is Friday, the 7th day of March. I think it's hard to keep up with the calendar with the 12th Region tournaments going on, and I'm sure that's how Kenny G feels this morning as well from 12th Region Sports. Good morning, Kenny. How are you?
I'm doing great, Joe. How about yourself?
Doing good, Kenny. Doing good. It has been just insanity. Certified insanity, Kenny, in the 12th Region Boys Basketball Tournament, which concluded its first-round action yesterday. First-round action which saw not one, not two, but 3 double overtime games, and quite frankly, a missed shot away from a fourth, at least another overtime game. Kenny, have you ever seen anything quite like the 12th Region Boys Tournament that we're seeing this year?
Man, I tell you what, we've been lucky since we've started 12th Region Sports to have a great tournament about every year. And I'll say this over and over again. If there's a better regional tournament in the state, I would love to see it. I would love to experience it because 12th Region basketball, man. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's different. It's did I expect 3 double overtimes? No. I was like, maybe I'll get home a little quicker, since the games are at Lincoln instead of the 48th district at Wayne. And now I'm getting home at the same time, so. It is what it is. I mean, it's chaos. I don't even know how you explain it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's made for some late nights. Let's talk about last night's game, Kenny. First of all, the opening night game last night, DCA Somerset. Of course, we call DCA basketball here in the Hometown Radio Network. And a couple of accolades from that game last night. First of all, Titus Boyd becomes the second DCA player all-time to hit 2,000 points. He needed 7 points going into the game last night. He scored 16, but he hit that early in the second quarter. So congratulations to Titus for hitting 2,000 points. I know you all do 1,000-point shirts. What, is there a 2,000-point shirt from the 12th Region Sports?
Well, it's in the process.
There you go.
Because we've starting to get more and more kids around that range, and but we want to make it special. Like we want this shirt because this, every time you club up like that or you do something that's elite, it has to carry some weight or some meaning.
Yeah.
So I've got a shirt design I'm working on. A color like a 24-karat gold, like font color or something like that. You know what I mean? Something that's really special.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So congratulations, Titus. And then yesterday as well, last night, and I failed to mention this in the broadcast, Lake of 10 actually set the DCA school record for most points scored in a single season. He had 482 points going into the game last night. He needed just 3 points to pass Xavier Yamos' 484 points. We needed 485 to pass that. And Lake scored 16 last night as well. So congratulations to Lake of 10. There were times, though, in that game last night, Kenny, where I'm calling the game and I look across the DCA fan section and you could see a look of concern on their faces that we had not seen the entire year. And naturally, you're down late in the game in a do-or-die, win-or-go-home type situation. And it almost felt like at times DCA, when they were down 5 points in the fourth quarter, almost rushing too much. And they got settled down. They needed big buckets. Titus Boyd gave them some. But what about the game Jeremiah Stiefel had off the bench for DCA last night, who he wasn't even on the team 2 months ago. He was a homeschool student, transferred into DCA. Here he is on the team. He put the putback in to send it to overtime. Hit a big free throw there in overtime. Had a couple of other buckets, I think one in overtime, one in double overtime. What a game. And you made him your player of the game for 12th Region Sports last night.
Yeah, so these games usually come down. Your stars are going to do what stars do. In big games, your best players have to do what they always do.
Yeah.
The difference in the outcome is the kids or the players that you don't expect, or the role players that do just a little bit more than what they usually do, or they play above and beyond what they do. Jeremiah did that. He comes in the game, steal, big basket there to tie it up in the, I can't remember, I think it was the first regulation, or maybe over, I can't remember, it was 36-34, and he ties it up there.
Yes, regulation.
Like that energy, those type things, these games are games of momentum. And listen, DCA, and I think me and you talked about it before the game, I said Somerset's going to give them a game.
Yeah.
Because they match up really well. The question is, can you make shots? And they did. They made 10 or 11 threes, I think. Banked one in from the corner, which I still don't know how that one went
Insane.
in. Insane stuff. But no. I mean, DCA is very vulnerable. And I'm not just. I mean, it's that every team's vulnerable right now because it's the 12th region. These kids are playing for their lives per se. It's win or lose, and everybody's giving everything they got. So and you take a kid like Jeremiah who. And I don't mean this in a bad way, but it's kind of oblivious to the moment. Like, he's never played in a 12th region game before. He's out there playing ball. He's just, hey, I'm playing ball. Like, he's not had the pressure of going and being the favorite last year and losing and those type things. So maybe, you would think opposite, that maybe he's more tight and more tense, but he looked loose and, like, having fun, So those things matter in this time of year.
I wonder how much playing that tight game for DCA and then ended up winning a game where it seemed like, again, they were down. They just missed a free throw and were down 2 points with 20 seconds left, and it was Jeremiah who popped the ball up in the air, and then Titus Boyd attempted a fall-away jumper. He missed it, but Stiefel grabbed the rebound, put it up and in. How winning a game like that DCA probably felt like they were surely going to lose there late in that game, they've gotten kind of over that hump. They lost to Somerset last year in triple overtime. Now they've beaten Somerset in a close game. How much that kind of goes towards their confidence moving forward? Like, we've played in a tight game. We know we can do it now, and that's probably what DCA's thinking. Now let's see what the rest of the tournament holds.
Yeah, definitely. No, I mean, you take last year, Pulaski County plays Rockcastle in the first round of the 47th District Tournament. It goes to overtime, and they barely get by just to make the 12th Region Tournament. Well, then they lose to Somerset in the championship game of the 47th. Well, then they go on to win it all, the whole region. So, yes, for DCA, being in a close game, being in a game they should have lost, and then surviving and advancing. I mean, you take it back in Billy Donovan in the Florida days. If you remember in the first round of their NCAA run, they had to hit a game-winning shot to even advance back then. And how many national championships have found themselves in a battle in the first round and won? So, yes, they gain that confidence, and I'll tell you this, there's always a little luck involved, always. But if it's better to be on that side than not, because if Somerset didn't quite get what they needed, and now they're done. DCA moves on to the next round, couple days of rest. Last year you played that. You take Somerset, for instance, that played that triple overtime game against DCA. And then the next night, they had nothing left. So imagine if you go to a double or triple overtime and have to play the very next night. The DCA at least gets the rest till Monday before they have to play Southwestern again, who's a solid team.
Yeah, I think all four teams left in the 12th Region Tournament are glad there's a break between the quarterfinals and semifinals with the effort they've exerted. Tonight, you've got the girls' 12th Region semifinals going on, Kenny, and we'll be there live tonight, 8:15 tip-off between Southwestern and DCA. Before we get there, it's Rockcastle County and Wayne County. We saw Rock battle their way back. Boyle County up 9 points in the fourth quarter. Rockcastle County County comes back, beats Boyle County 52-46. Macy Spivey really led the Lady Rockets in that game. And you saw Wayne County romp over Mercer County. So game one, Rockcastle and Wayne, two teams that can really shoot it. What do you see game one happening tonight, 6:30?
Well, Rock's one of the hottest girls teams there is in the region. They've won a bunch of games. They're playing well. They got two really good players. I mean, they got a bunch of good players, but Taylor King, Macy Spivey, both really dynamic. Macy's just a fun player to watch. Then you got a Tessa Bagley who stepped up big in the Boyle game. You know, that role player, I'm telling you, it always comes down to the role players who do more than what they usually do. Man, I think it's going to be a good battle. I will tell you this. If Wayne County hits 15 threes, nobody's beating them in the region. Nobody. I mean, if you score 40-some points from the three-point line, you're hard to beat. You're going to be I think they shot 70-some% from three. So the question is, what's the game plan? What's Rock do to keep Wayne from making threes or shooting wide open threes? Can Wayne stop Taylor and Taylor King and Macy Spivey from, I mean, those kids they're going to go for 35, 40 combined. So, it's going to be a great game. I really don't know what's going to happen. I used to have a good feel for this stuff, and I was pretty confident in my picks. Now I just have no clue anymore. All I do is make the other team mad when I don't pick them. So I'm going to be a fan and experience it.
Yeah, second game is DCA and Southwestern. Kenny, you'll like this stat here. I was looking back through the years of DCA girls basketball. There are 17 teams in the 12th region. DCA, of course, cannot play themselves, so there are 16 other teams DCA could play. There is one 12th region team in DCA school history that they have never played before. That's Southwestern. They'll play them tonight, 8:15, for the first ever matchup head-to-head. The last 12th region team, DCA, will have played head-to-head, and will happen tonight. This is a Southwestern team, kind of like DCA, where in this 12th region, you've got so many teams with, young talent. There's so much young talent. Yeah. Players that are going to be coming back next year. Southwestern, led by senior Kinsley Molden, averages 14.5 a game. Then they have a collection of other sophomores and freshmen, and their fourth leading scorer is also a senior in Ava Jones. So, kind of like DCA. Now, DCA led by, obviously, Leah Quisenberry and Grace Bugwa. They're both seniors, so they're losing some star power. But Southwestern, to graduation, will lose a couple of big-time players as well. So, you got a couple of seniors in with a collection of young talent. Southwestern does. DCA's never seen Southwestern before ever, so what do we know about the Southwestern team, Kenny? Well,
Kinsley's going to light it up. She's open. I think I watched her play Pulaski at Pulaski. She hit 7 threes in the first half. So I mean, she can get on a roll really quick. They are very well coached, man. Very well coached. Junior Molden is one of, if not the top coach in 12th region girls basketball. I mean, he is phenomenal. I promise you, he spent endless hours game planning and figuring out what he's going to do. And I know for a fact that he wants this matchup. He's been wanting this matchup for a while because he's just that type of guy. He likes to challenge himself. He is at his best when everybody doubts him. He wants to be the underdog. He has a chip on his shoulder when he coaches. If you watch him coach, he coaches that way. He is fiery. Those kids believe in him. And I'm going to tell you, they are going to give DCA everything they got tonight. And, no doubt about it whatsoever. They're going to give them, a good go for it. Now, DCA, obviously, I think will still have, a little bit of size advantage. If Southwestern's not making shots and DCA's getting those rebounds and feeding Grace down low, it's going to be really tough. But it's going to be really physical. It's going to be, depending on the refs, the 9th region officials have let these teams play to the point where sometimes I think it's a Royal Rumble. They're letting them players decide on the floor. And one really quick thing I was going to tell you, Joe, before I forget.
Yeah.
And I think we've confirmed this, kind of, sort of. But tonight, they're honoring the 2019 Southwestern Lady Warriors team. They're going into the 12th Region Hall of Fame.
Okay.
Kinsley Molden was on that team as a 7th grader.
Wow.
Well, she could be the very first active player to go in the 12th Region Hall of Fame that I know of. Now, I've asked 2 or 3 people, and maybe there's some more people that we need, check with here, but the first ever active player to go into the 12th Region Hall of Fame.
When are they doing that ceremony? Is that between games?
I think it's at halftime or of the Southwestern game, or, man, I tell you what, I can't even I don't even know. I'll just be honest with you. I need to double check and see. And you know how right now it's just I'm burning in both ends of the candle. I can't remember how to tie my shoes some mornings. That's why I got slip-ons.
Well, I'm just trying to wonder if, like, hey, Kinsley, it's halftime. You got to head back out because you're getting inducted into the Hall of Fame because you played in this team as a 7th grader. But when you're done, come back in because you got to finish our halftime speech.
Oh, well, Junior done told me that they will be in the locker room.
Okay. When you look at the Southwestern team, there's not oftentimes you find teams that'll shoot as many three-pointers as DCA. DCA, they will throw them up from wherever. And they know they can because they have Grace Bugwa and Amari Blackford downloaded. They're such good rebounders. So if they miss them, they've got a great chance to get an offensive rebound. But this Southwestern team, they've shot 700 three-point attempts on the year, Kenny. And you talked about they can shoot it. Ava Jones, 46% from deep. Kinsley Molden, just under 40% from deep. If they're hitting from three-point range, you're saying this could be and will be a really close game tonight.
Yeah, I think the way you beat DCA is you speed the game up, pressure the guards. You got to get them turning the ball over. If you let them run half-court sets, I mean, once Grace gets the ball around the block, it's a done thing. Amari, same thing, rebound. Alea's done a great job of handling pressure. But I just think, I think DCA can turn it over sometimes when you put pressure on them. And then you're making threes. Because here's the thing, you're not going to get too many points around the basket. I thought that Pulaski got a few early. But that's, you're not going to score many points around the block with DCA's bigs. So you got to make outside shots. You got to get turnovers. And yeah, if Southwestern is making threes, and they're getting some turnovers, it's going to be a very interesting game. And Junior Mo's going to coach to the last second. DCA girls are going to play hard. I mean, it's a battle of the 12th Region Titans, really. I mean, you got two of the best girls programs right now. And, I mean, look, Southwestern beat a very good West Jessamine team that beat DCA earlier in the year. Now, I know Grace wasn't playing, but still, a win's a win. To win at DCA is a huge deal.
Yeah. Southwestern Junior Molden, you mentioned him, 6th year as Southwestern head coach, 20 wins or more in every one of his seasons. This year, 19 wins. He's got to beat DCA to hit that 20-win mark again, and it would mean much more than just 20 wins. You get a chance at the region championship tomorrow night if you do indeed win. DCA Southwestern, 8:15 tip-off. We'll have it live tonight on Z105 WRNZ FM. Kenny G from 12th Region Sports. Can you tell us how we can follow you on social media?
Hey, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter. I still call it Twitter, but, Twitter X, whatever it is, Instagram, just, like I said, one of those outlets, and we're very communicative. If you send us messages, we try to get back with you. If you comment, we try to comment back. We really try to interact with the people and stuff like that. So, yeah, Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram. We got a YouTube show on Sunday night. So, you see us around. If you go to enough ball games, you'll see us floating around somewhere.
And you can grab one of the 12th Region T-shirts as well you all have got for sale. The 12th Region Sports, 12th Region Tournament T-shirts you've got for sale there. Tonight at Pulaski County. We'll see you, Kenny. Appreciate you being on. Safe travels tonight to Pulaski. We'll see you there, okay?
Thank you, sir. You have a great one now,
Yes,
Joe.
sir, Kenny. You too. Bye. That's Kenny G with 12th Region Sports. Give him a follow on Facebook and on Twitter as well. DCA Southwestern tonight. First ever matchup between the two schools, 8:15 tip-off. We'll have it on Z105 WRNZ FM. We are waving goodbye to the 8 o'clock in the morning hour. 9 o'clock in the morning coming up in 30 seconds. Top hour news is coming, and then we'll talk with the DCA staff. We've got Chris Holderman and Dr. David Lamb coming on the show right after this on WHIR.
Bad decisions limit future options. Stop adversity from becoming stress. Listen to The Flatline with host Rick Hughes, Sunday mornings at 7:30 on WHIR. Learn problem-solving devices built on God's Word. For inspiration, education, all without manipulation. The Flatline Sunday mornings at 7:30 on WHIR and online at Hometown Live.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 9 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. President Trump says there will be an almost 1 month tariff delay on most products from Canada and Mexico. More from Tammy Trujillo.
Trump signed an executive order on Thursday that delays tariffs on all goods under the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement.
This is very much about
companies and countries that have ripped off this country, our beloved USA, and they're not going to be ripping us off anymore.
The USMCA makes the 3 North American nations a free trade zone. The tariffs are delayed to April 2nd. It comes after the president put an exemption on auto tariffs from the 2 countries on Wednesday.
President Trump says he'll decide if he's going to revoke the protected status for Ukrainian refugees soon. Mark Mayfield with more.
There were mixed reports Thursday about whether Trump would strip 240,000 Ukrainians of their temporary legal status in the U.S. While speaking to reporters in the Oval Office, Trump said he's not looking to hurt anybody, and he'll be making a decision on the matter in the coming weeks. Removing legal status from Ukrainian refugees would make it easier for them to be deported, as the administration steps up immigration controls.
A South Carolina inmate will be put to death today unless it's stopped by Governor Henry McMaster. This evening's execution of Brad Sigmund will be the first ever by a firing squad in South Carolina in modern history. It also marks the first time it's been done in 15 years anywhere in the U.S. Zinle Esemwa with more.
The firing squad was last used in the United States 15 years ago in Utah to execute Ronnie Lee Gardner. Reporter Jennifer Dobner was there.
So we heard like boom, boom, not just one single report. And like the target on his chest kind of blew up, the fabric kind of blew up.
Sigmund was found guilty of beating his ex-girlfriend's parents to death in 2001. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Life those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. 800-917-8730. That's 800-917-8730.
6 Democrats seeking to become New York City's next mayor are trying to stand out. Scott Pringle reports.
The 2 most recognizable names running for mayor were not in attendance at the mayoral candidate forum on Thursday. That would be the current mayor, Eric Adams, and former governor, Andrew Cuomo. Well, candidate Michael Blake criticized the 2 for that.
If a mayor candidate is unwilling to be in front of you, they have no business being your mayor.
Meanwhile, Council Speaker Adrienne Adams, she's kicking off her campaign for mayor this weekend. She released a statement saying, in part, "I'm running for mayor. No drama, no nonsense. Just my commitment to leading with competence and integrity."
Former Canadian Olympic snowboarder Ryan Wedding is now on the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list. Daniel Martindale with more.
The FBI made the announcement during a news conference in Los Angeles on Thursday. Federal authorities also announced a $10 million reward for information leading to Wedding's arrest. He is accused of running a powerful drug trafficking network that moved cocaine from Colombia through Mexico and Southern California up to Canada and to other places in the U.S. Wedding is also accused of working with Mexican cartels and of orchestrating multiple murders in Ontario, Canada. Wedding competed in the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm Daniel Martindale.
It's that time again to spring forward, and the time to change is worse for people in some states. Karen Curtis with more.
Daylight saving time will begin at 2 a.m. on Sunday, and as a result, sunrise and sunset will occur 1 hour later. UCF historian Jim Clark says it's not a big problem for South Florida.
Miami has lots of sunshine, so you can move a little bit of it. But the further north you go, the less sunshine there's going to be. And Miami gets a lot more than Maine, and Maine needs to hang on to what it's got.
Clark says only 2 states, Arizona and Hawaii, do not observe daylight saving time. Instead, both states stay on standard time year-round.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
I was glad to see this. Yesterday on this program, we played the insanity and the frankly vile comments at MSDNC Rachel Maddow, conspiracy theorist, and Nicole Wallace, this young man who at the age of 8 was given 5 months to live. He's now 13, wants to be a police officer. As the father of DJ Daniel heard the comments of conspiracy theorist Maddow and company. She needs to shut her mouth if she has nothing nice to say. This lady didn't even serve time in the military. I was on the USS Kitty Hawk. She doesn't need to put her bad energy on us.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
Look, this country was founded on freedom. Freedom from a country that forced us to buy overpriced tea and then trying to blockade us when we dumped their tea into the ocean. How'd that work out? Well, it's time to throw your overpriced big wireless contract overboard as well. Pure Talk, a veteran-owned company, my cell phone company, says no to inflated prices. With a qualifying plan, you can choose an iPhone 14 or a Samsung Galaxy for $0. And yes, this is for premium service on America's most dependable 5G network. Get your iPhone 14, Samsung Galaxy, $0 qualifying plan by dialing pound 250. Say the keyword save now, and Pure Talk's U.S. customer service team will make the switch in as little as 10 minutes. No hassle, no gimmicks, just honest-to-goodness wireless price right. Pound 250, keyword save now, claim your new iPhone or Galaxy with a qualifying purchase from Pure Talk, which is America's wireless company. Visit puretalk.com for details.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it, because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. Boyle and Mercer County State Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe's legislation, Senate Bill 7, has passed the Senate. Bledsoe's bill is called the Right of Publicity Act and would give Kentuckians a legal right to their own image. Charles Baglin has the details on Bledsoe's bill.
The legislation ensures that Kentuckians have autonomy over their image and likeness and prevents exploitation from commercial gain. Senator Amanda Mays Bledsoe sponsors the bill.
In an era where technology moves faster than the law, artificial intelligence has made it possible to fabricate completely false images of individuals with terrifying accuracy. Exploitation is no longer limited to stolen photos or real photos used without consent. AI can now entirely create fake but convincing images, placing people in situations they were never in and never agreed to.
The right of publicity is brought to bear in situations such as advertising and publicity, which would harm a person's reputation. It specifically lists images depicting a person's unclothed body, such as revenge porn, to smear someone's dignity and privacy under the threat of prosecution. Senator Mays Bledsoe says our image is our own.
Our likeness and images are an extension of who we are. Therefore, we are entitled to the dignity of controlling their commercial use. Senate Bill 7 helps close the digital divide between our statutes and this advancing technology.
Reporting at the state capitol in Frankfort, I'm Charles Baglin.
Senate Bill 7 now heads to the Kentucky House for consideration. And Kentucky will have a statewide tornado drill this morning. It's a part of Severe Weather Awareness Week, and that statewide tornado drill will take place at 10:07 this morning. The Kentucky Emergency Management and National Weather Service invites all Kentuckians to participate in what they say is a potentially life-saving practice drill. For more information, you can follow the Kentucky Annual Statewide Tornado Drill on Facebook. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, thank you there, Jack. It's brought to you by our friends over at Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet, Harrodsburg, specializing in discount waterproof vinyl flooring, hardwood tile, and carpet remnants. Shop and save on all types of floor coverings. Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet, 540 North College Street. Chance of flurries early this morning. It's passed through. We will get cloudy skies later, and temperatures beginning to warm up. 56 is the high. I think we could play the 12th Region Girls semifinals outside. 56, come on. Tomorrow, cloudy through mid-morning, the high of 50. Sunday, sunshine 55. Monday, sunshine 62. And then we're in the 70s in the middle portions of next week. Right now, it's 9:11 in the morning. It is 35 degrees. It is a DCA Friday. And to make this segment official, here's Jim Parman.
The following is a paid program.
Told you. And we welcome on to the show, DCA. We got a host of DCA Warriors in studio with us this morning. We've got Mr. Holderman, the headmaster. We've got Dr. David Lamb, the athletic director. We've got Titus. We've got Colt. We've got Grace. We've got Bliss. Well, we're chock full of Warriors today here in the studio.
Joe. You got a great recognition of names.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm good at something. It's been it's been a long week. Late nights. Obviously, we were late night at Lincoln County last night. Not as late as it could have been because it was the early game, but another double overtime game.
That's weird, isn't it?
Three of them in a row.
Double overtime. I don't know what that means.
And then a missed shot away from that fourth game from it being another overtime game. I mean, we don't know if we would have gone into two overtimes, but
right.
So we know it's going to be DCA versus Southwestern in the girls and the boys tournaments. And I guess we'll start off with tonight. We got Grace Bugwa here in studio with us. Grace, you've got Southwestern tonight. Yes. Now, I went back and combed through the stats. There are 17 12th region teams. You all are one of them, so you can't play yourself. So there are 16 teams in the 12th region, potentially, that you all can play every year. There's only one team in DCA school history the girls have never played, the Southwestern Lady Warriors. You all will play them tonight for the first time in school history. What do you know about Southwestern, Grace?
They are a really good program, well coached, well experienced in the tournament. I know that they've been in the Sweet 16 tournament before, so definitely a really good shooting team and a good coach team. So yeah.
Now you're playing at Pulaski County. I know they redid their gym, and I was told by some Pulaski County folks down there earlier this week that the court is actually college sized. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Do you all feel that? Like, do you get more tired playing at Pulaski County than you? I'm sure it's across the board for every team. You're used to playing on a high school floor. Now the floor is stretched out further. Do you all feel the fatigue more when you're playing there?
Thankfully, not really. The All-A tournament really prepared us for that, and I think that playing on a college court is, it wasn't really a problem for us because we've been in that same position before, so our cardio was good enough to keep going the whole game. So, yeah.
8:15 is the scheduled tip-off tonight, unless, we have a double overtime or game, something, the first game. Why not? Right? We haven't had that in the girls' tournament, but why not have it in the girls' tournament as well? 8:15 scheduled tip-off. Grace, what's you all scheduled for today? What time are you all leaving to get down there?
We're planning on being there for the first game, so we're probably going to leave around 6 and show up for the first game, watch what they have to do, and then prepare for our game at 8:15.
How do you handle it, Grace, the expectations on you? Because every time you catch it in the block, you turn to your left or right, there's going to be two other players on. You're getting triple teamed, right? So you got to have faith. Paisley and Grace in the corner, Grace Meyer in the corner are going to hit threes, and Paisley obviously has been hot this year, multiple games. Grace can shoot it as well. How much faith do you have in your teammates to be able to make shots? Because again, you catch it, it's a triple team on Grace Bugwa.
Right. Yeah, I have a lot of faith in my teammates because they put in the same amount of work that I put in the gym. So just knowing that they have trust in me and I have trust in them to just go out there and do what we can through God, obviously, and through just the hard work that we put in.
Is there one game that stands out in your head in your career, Grace? Because when did you all play last? Tuesday? Is that right? Yes. The days are kind of running together this week. Tuesday, you all played Pulaski County, and you put up 29 and 13, I think, was the stat line that we had. And that's just like a typical Grace Bugwa game. It's almost like, we expect Grace to put up 25 and 15 every single game. Is there a game that stands out to you in your career at DCA where you're like, I feel like this is the best game that I played? Maybe it's the Sweet 16 game last year versus Cooper. I don't know. Is there a game that stands out in your head?
Yeah, I'd probably say that game against Cooper.
I think it's 34-14 you put up against Cooper in the Sweet 16 last year.
Yes. I definitely think that it was the grace of God that took over me, because most of those shots I couldn't even remember taking them. But I'd say that game was a huge breakthrough for me and opened opportunities for me with colleges and stuff. So I'd probably say that game.
8:15 tip-off tonight, DCA Southwestern girls. We'll make the trip down there. We'll have it tonight on our sister station, Z105. Moving from girls to boys, we got Titus Boyd in studio with us as well. And Titus, what a game yesterday at Lincoln County High School, where you all led by 9 at one point in the second quarter. And then to begin the fourth quarter, you're down 5. There were times, I mean, like, look, I've called basically all your games this year, not all the road ones, but certainly all the home ones, and you could see a look of concern on the face of DCA fans. Yeah. Right, I mean, naturally, you're down 5 points to begin the fourth quarter. You got some big buckets. Jeremiah Stiefel off the bench played awesome for you all. What's it like, first of all? He hits the layup with, I think, 20 seconds left or 15 seconds left to send you into overtime. You feel like you've got the momentum. And then in overtime, you hit a fall-away jumper to put you all up 3, and then they get a banked-in 3 from the corner to send it to double overtime. Then you feel like, well, now Somerset's got all the momentum. How do you keep a level head about yourself when it's such an emotional game, emotion swinging back and forth?
Yeah, I mean, Somerset's a great team. They're very well coached, and they just every year play us really well. So we knew it was going to be a fight. We knew we couldn't really get away with the game and blow them out or anything like that. But through the overtimes, we were just really trusting each other and make the right plays, mainly on defense, because that's what we hang our hat on. So
yeah. I texted with your dad quite a bit, and I told him last week you were 7 points away from 2,000 in your career. Did you have any idea?
Not during the game, no.
Okay, so you didn't know you were that close to 2,000. I mean, you knew you were getting close, but you didn't know like the specific point total.
No.
Are you glad you didn't know?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, at what point did you find out after the game was over? Did your dad tell you, hey, you hit 2,000 points in your career, by the way?
No, I don't think I found out until I got home, actually.
Okay.
I think I found out from you at your post.
Oh, that's how you... I texted your dad at halftime and said 2K, and then I sent him the radio clip of you hitting your 2,000 point, because the shot kind of hung on the rim for a second and then dropped through, so it took a second for it to drop through, and I sent him the clip. So you found out through my social media post that you had hit 2,000. Well, good stuff. Hey, you all got a couple of nights off now. You're in action Monday night against Southwestern. I'm sure you're glad to have a couple nights off after a double overtime emotional game like that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what do you know about Southwestern?
We've never played them before, so it's going to be different. They're a very athletic team. They play hard on defense. I think they'll be a hard guard, so we got to come out ready to play.
It'll be a late game on Monday night at Lincoln County High School. Not only did Titus hit 2,000, here's another stat I failed to mention on social media and in the radio broadcast. Yesterday, Lake of 10 set the single-season record for most points scored by a DCA boys basketball player. He needed 3 points to pass Xavier Yamo, who had the previous record. Lake scored 16 last night, so he is well past that, and we'll continue to add on to that on Monday night's game and hopefully in the future as well for Lake of 10. It's 9:18 in the morning. It is a DCA Friday. The girls are in the semifinals. The boys are in the semifinals. And we talked about the weather. It's starting to get warmer. And when you get 70-degree weather, makes you think a little bit about baseball. And DCA's got a baseball team. They're starting up as well. Tennis team as well. We've got all that coming up next. Colt and Bliss are going to be talking about baseball and tennis right around the corner on the Joe Show on 103.9 FM WHIR. Back in 2 minutes.
Electricity helps keep our modern lifestyle going. But if the electrical system in your house is outdated, you may be headed for trouble. Watch for these symptoms of electrical problems: replacing fuses or resetting circuit breakers frequently, switch plates, outlet covers, cords, or plugs that are warm, cut, broken, or cracked insulation on electrical wiring. If these symptoms are present, you need a safety inspection by a licensed inspector. To learn more, talk to your electric cooperative.
And that's Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
Are you considering starting a business or expanding your existing business? Are you looking for a stable partner you can trust to help you understand your options? This is Ricky Peterson. I'm a loan officer at Whitaker Bank at the Danville Main Street office. As a part of your community, I'm here to help you understand the best options for you today and in the future. Give me a call at 859-236-9822. Let me show you what Uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank, uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hey, Kentucky high school senior, are you into having the chance to win a $1,000 scholarship you can use towards your in-state college, trade school, or certification program? If so, listen up. Participate in the I'm In College Acceptance Video Challenge, and you could have your video selected for a statewide TV commercial, as well as the chance to win a $1,000 scholarship. Are you in? Find out more today by visiting gearupky.org/video. That's gearupky.org/video. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Sounds good, doesn't it? Anglers Outpost Marine can make this dream a reality for you. This is Chris Rogers, and if you're looking for a great deal on a used boat, Anglers Outpost Marine can help. We have a wide range of used boats to choose from, so you can find the boat of your dreams at a price you can afford. We can assist you in finding the perfect match and offer financing. Visit us today in North Garrett at the corner of Highway 27 and 34. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday by appointment. Cruise on in to Anglers Outpost and Marine.
Hi, I'm Alan Martin, branch manager at Community Trust Bank. Community Trust Bank has supported communities that we call home since 1903. With locations in Boyle and Mercer counties, Community Trust Bank is a full-service bank dedicated to helping you meet your lending needs and financial goals. Please stop by and see me at our Danville main office located at 462 West Main Street. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, loan subject to credit approval.
Catch the best of Sean Hannity, Saturday mornings, 10 to 1 on WHIR.
9:21 in the morning. It's Friday, the 7th day of March. It is a DCA Friday here in studio on the Joe Show. We've talked with Grace Bougwa, 12th Region Player of the Year, Miss Basketball candidate, University of Louisville commit, all-time leading point scorer and rebounder in DCA history. The accolades go on, and she's just, she's like, you could tell she's a very humble individual. Every time she's on the floor, you can tell it. She wants to win, and they'll have the chance tonight to beat Southwestern. And we talked with Titus Boyd, 2,000 point scorer. So we have the top scorer in DCA history and the second top scorer in DCA history in studio at the same time. And I mentioned the warmer weather. Baseball season is nigh, and we've got Colt in studio with us. Colt, how you doing this morning?
Doing pretty good. Thanks for the invite. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, appreciate you being on here. Colt, now, you bowl too, right?
Yes, sir.
Bowling is a winter sport, correct?
It is.
So
yes.
The bowling season is over for
bowling
this year?
Season's over, yeah.
Okay.
At the college level, it's still going on. I think the NIA finals are coming up.
Okay, but high school's done?
High school's done.
So how many people were on the bowling team this year?
12.
12 people? Okay, that's pretty good. Is this your first year for a bowling team at
yes,
DCA?
Sir. This is our first year as a bowling team.
I feel like you all, Mr. Holdeman, you all start up a sport and immediately it's like 15 people. It doesn't matter what the sport. Ping pong, yeah, we got 15 people on the ping pong team. Underwater basket weaving, watch us get 15. We'll do it.
That's how it feels. Yeah.
Yeah. So Colt, what's your high score in bowling?
My high score is a 225.
Was that like in a match, or is that just like recreational?
That's practice.
Okay, practice. How did you all do first year with the bowling team?
We made it to the semifinals of our region, and then we just got knocked out, and we just missed it. Missed the chance at state by one game. So
that seems pretty good.
I mean, really
you make the regional semifinals in your first year with the bowling team. Also, baseball. Now, baseball's my favorite sport. I've called baseball for the radio station for the last 12, 13 years, right? So, that's my thing. I love baseball. And so I'm excited to see how DCA baseball kind of grows over the next couple of years. What's the baseball team looking like, Colt? How many players do you all have? Tell us how practice is going.
We got about 13, 14 players on the team. Practice is going really well. A lot of athletic kids out there, and it's by the grace of God that we were able to have one. I'm thankful for our athletic director and our headmaster for just finding the people and the resources and the coaches, and
Y'all playing at Millennium Park, right? I feel like Dr. Lamb told me that one time. So they've outfitted a field there for high school ball, so 60 feet 6 inches, pitcher's mound. Okay.
We've been our softball team plays out there anyway,
right?
But there's a field right behind it, and they restructured it, put the bases at 90 feet. They just ordered us a portable mound, spent thousands of dollars. It's not just for us, but it kind of is.
Yeah, but it'll be used as well for senior league and things of that nature.
Big thing, Millennium Park. It was really because I didn't ask for it. I was questioning about where we could play our games, and they just took initiative. And so we are super appreciative of that.
Yeah, so that'll be at Millennium Park. What position do you play, Colt?
I pitch and I play third base.
All right, so hot corner and pitching. We got some DCA games, baseball and softball games we're going to have in the schedule this year, so I'm excited to see how things turn out for the baseball team in a very competitive 45th district here in this area. And Bliss is a member of the newfound tennis team. She's also a cheerleader. Bliss is in here in her cheerleading outfit. Fox 56 was at DCA earlier this morning, and we're doing doing a special on the basketball teams and all of that. So Bliss she's in her cheerleading gear, but playing tennis. You said softball too?
Volleyball.
Oh, volleyball. Yeah. Three-sport athlete. Tennis season right now, though, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how's tennis going, Bliss?
It's going very well. For being a new team, I think we've all gelled together very well and have figured it out. So
tennis is one of those sports. My wife played tennis in high school, and that's the sport that she knows she can just trash me at. So, she's like, you want to play tennis? And I'm like, why do I want to go out there and do that? You will dominate me. So, it's a difficult sport. I'm okay at ping pong, and then I go and I'm on the tennis court, and they hit the ball 1.5 miles outside of the fence. So how are things going for you all, tennis? When do you all start up? When do the matches start up?
So our first match is against Garrett at March 11th at Garrett. I think we'll do pretty well. I think our struggle right now is just tennis is a muscle memory sport, so you have to really get your body in tune with your head and get it all figured out.
Does cheerleading help you at all with that? Can you do a front tumble and then knock it over the net?
I cannot. I don't know how much cheer really helps other than communication. I think volleyball has really helped me with the footwork especially. So, yeah.
You all are one of the few schools as well that has a boys volleyball team, right? And that's something to mention, too, because that's a KHSA-sanctioned sport now. I don't know how many schools around the state have a boys volleyball team, but you all are one of the few that do. And so tell us, whoever can tell us about the boys volleyball team.
Yeah, 100%. It's actually our maybe third year.
Okay.
So they're doing real good. It's just a very young team. I don't know that we even have a single senior. I don't think we have a senior. Yeah, my son Josiah. Yeah, my son. I forgot about him. Yeah, just old Josiah. But so very young team, and my other son too, sophomore. He's doing real good, and so those guys are really improving.
Yeah.
And some of the guys last year didn't play at all. You can tell they've been working real hard. So, we're still getting there.
Yeah.
But it's fun watching them improve and they're growing and. Hey, it's happening.
And fun and that's why it's important. We talk about all the things that you all offer. Girls basketball, which Grace obviously plays. Bliss plays tennis, cheerlead, and then volleyball. We got Colt baseball, bowling. We got Titus basketball, and it is. Golf. Golf as well for Titus. Yeah, that's exactly right. The number of activities that you all offer, Mr. Holderman, you can speak to this because I know that it's re-enrollment time right now, and when people are considering DCA for their child or grandchild, probably one of the first things that they want to know is what kind of extracurricular activities do they get the same things that they would get in another school system? And the answer is 100% absolutely. And if they don't, you all start it up.
We'll try
you started an FFA program this year because you had kids interested in that, and we had them on 2 weeks ago. So whatever the interest is for the kids, you all are willing to go for it.
We really try to do that. You find the right adults, Joe. One thing I learned really in Boyle County, just from my experiences, if you find the right adults, the right coaches, the right teachers, they're the ones that can figure it out for them. And you get somebody like Dr. Lamb that's passionate, number one, for the Lord at DCA, and then our children. That's why we're there. It's really about opportunities for kids. And so we want to provide that for our families, and because kids want to do stuff, and when you get to this level, you can really change their life. And so, we know that. Grace going to U of L, it's going to change her life. And so the opportunities that you provide for our kids, and there's many other, you can't even really measure those things that, Coach going to college for bowling. Titus is probably going to go somewhere for basketball or whatever, or maybe even golf. And then Bliss, she's got all kinds of opportunities with 3 sports. So that's our goal at Danville Christian Academy. We have a Christ-centered culture that we provide every day. We just came from a worship service with Fox 56. That's pretty awesome. The guy was leading worship with us, and so that's why we're there. Then we're going to do our academics, obviously, but you have to give opportunities for kids, and because they want to do the same things that down the road does. And so when you provide those things, really good things happen. But it's the adults, it's the coaches, it's the parents that give their time, and because we love our kids, and young men and women here, obviously, they're this time next year they're on their own, So I'm gonna be very proud of them. But that's our goal at Danville Christian Academy. We want to provide opportunities for our kids, and it's just a unique environment. You know, you got literally 3-year-olds. You know, this morning they did a little game during the pep rally or semi-pep rally, and there was Lou, 7 foot, and there's a 5-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, I showed you the picture of my son playing defense against Lou, and Titus is in the background grinning.
That's right. We talked about that
yeah,
picture.
Yeah.
It's a classic picture. And so that's just the unique thing about Danville Christian Academy. You can start there at 3 years old and actually, graduate there. And the opportunities, and that's why, that's our whole mission, to provide a Christ-centered environment for our kids and help supplement our Christian beliefs with our families. And I tell you, I say this all the time. I'm just sitting back and watching, and I'm like, wow, it's such a neat place to be. And then you just the way the Lord works things out for our kids, and we just work together. We show up every day, and we the Bible tells us to laugh together and cry together, and that's what we do every day at DCA.
Yeah.
And it's an awesome place, and you get to see highlights of it. When you see basketball and all the sports, and that's kind of when we go out off our campus, it's a way for us to minister to people. And boy, I tell you, I'm so proud of how our kids have done that. And if you ever hear their interview, with TV or radio or whatever, they always give honor and glory to the Lord first. And that's what we try to do there, and just really good things happen. Yeah.
Danville Christian Academy, real quickly, Mr. Holderman, it is enrollment time. I know you had re-enrollment. Now it's enrollment for the kind of the general public. And
right.
There are people who probably are like, I want my kid to go to DCA. I don't know if there's enough. Did I get it done in time? Is there enough room for it? How would you address those people who have those concerns?
We don't turn anybody away. There is a process. You can get online at DCAKY.org, and you can apply for us. You can give us a call. Pending me giving my cell phone out on the radio.
Yeah, I did. I'll do that.
Maybe not yet, but I'll give it to anybody when they call there. So because we feel like if you're calling there, then that's the first step.
Yeah, you're serious about it.
Yeah. And so we take it serious, and so we want to do and accommodate you as much as we can. There's a process that we go through, and we do an interview with the family eventually, and the students, and because we want to line up, we want to line up our values, and for the most part, it always usually works out, and great things happen from there. So yeah, enrollment right now. Call the school. Anytime you can get online and apply, and we'll give you a tour. We will accommodate anybody that's interested in coming out to Danville Christian Academy. The opportunity for me, and I think even biblically, Joe, is for us to grow. And I know we get a little sideways. Preachers and leaders, and we all get a little tore up over numbers because we just think more and more and more. And for the most part, I think that is biblical. We want to be able to expand. My son's going out there. It's changed his life. And so I get to see it firsthand from a parent, but, also as an administrator, to give that opportunity for other families that want that same thing for their children. That's our, mission, really, in this, to expand that and give that to other people. And it's hard being a kid. Not easy being a kid, especially middle school and high school. There's a lot of things in their life that they have to deal with. And, being in education for almost 30 years now, I think this is maybe the hardest time to be a teenager, honestly. And so it's almost a necessity, the way we believe, to even help them achieve their goals and their objectives, and just to keep their the main thing, Christ-centered in their life. We know that's going to help more in sports.
Yeah.
But there's opportunities for us, right? So that's what we try to do there. Enrollment, we won't turn you away. We'll get to we'll go through the process, and we take everybody that's interested in us very serious, and I'll do whatever. I meet them here on the weekend. We'll do whatever. We love people, and they're all God's children. That's how we look at it. Come out and see us.
Danville Christian Academy, right across the road here from Fort Radio on Shakertown Road. Again, we'll be in Pulaski County tonight. We'll see Grace Bougwa and the rest of the DCA Lady Warriors. It's Lady Warriors versus Lady Warriors tonight, so I won't be able to say Lady Warriors in the broadcast. We'll just say DC. You have to say DCA versus Southwestern.
Yeah, that's right.
Time somebody rebounds or something. So we'll have that game tonight, 8:15 tip-off on Z105, and the boys basketball back in action, 8:15 on Monday night. That game will be on Z105 as well. Appreciate you all being on. Mr. Horman, as you say, it's always a great day to be a DCA, right?
It's always a great day to be a DCA.
There you go. 9:34 in the morning. Appreciate you all being on. 36 degrees. It is the McClure and Bailey Friday, and we'll have Brian Bailey in studio with us coming up right after this on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville. News Talk Sports. 36 degrees. We do get up into the mid-50s as a high today, though, so enjoy today's a little bit of a warmer weather day today.
Electricity helps keep our modern lifestyle going. But if the electrical system in your house is outdated, you may be headed for trouble. Watch for these symptoms of electrical problems: replacing fuses or resetting circuit breakers frequently, switch plates, outlet covers, cords, or plugs that are warm, cut, broken, or cracked insulation on electrical wiring. If these symptoms are present, you need a safety inspection by a licensed inspector. To learn more, talk to your electric cooperative.
And that's Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
Are you considering starting a business or expanding your existing business? Are you looking for a stable partner you can trust to help you understand your options? This is Ricky Peterson. I'm a loan officer at Whitaker Bank at the Danville Main Street office. As a part of your community, I'm here to help you understand the best options for you today and in the future. Give me a call at 859-236-9822. Let me show you what Uniquely Kentucky means. Whitaker Bank, Uniquely Kentucky, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hey, Kentucky high school senior, are you into having the chance to win a $1,000 scholarship you can use towards your in-state college, trade school, or certification program? If so, listen up. Participate in the I'm In College Acceptance Video Challenge, and you could have your video selected for a statewide TV commercial, as well as the chance to win a $1,000 scholarship. Are you in? Find out more today by visiting gearupky.org/video. That's gearupky.org/video. It's brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
Did you know that WHIR AM 1230 is the talk of the town? We're not spreading gossip. We're just letting you know where the best talk radio is found all day, every day. Mornings begin with Danville's own Joe Mathis and The Joe Show.
Hey, this is Joe Mathis.
Wake up to what you missed. News, weather, sports, and local guests. Followed by Kentucky Sports Radio with Matt Jones.
Welcome, everyone. Kentucky Sports Radio. I'm Matt Jones.
Then, the man who has an opinion about everything, Tomas Mauricio.
I'm Tomas Mauricio. I invite you to tune in.
Starting at noon with Advocates for America. Then at 3, it's the best-known name in news, Sean Hannity.
Join me, Sean Hannity, on WHIR.
Then, Joe Pag starts off weekday evenings at 6 with his take on the day's news, mixed with his fun parody songs about the news.
Hey, it's Joe Pag on WHIR.
Afterwards, at 10, it's the unique world of John B. Wells on WHIR with his Caravan to Midnight show.
This is John B. Wells, WHIR AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
These guys have a lot to say, and they'll be glad to have you join them every weekday on your home for news, talk, sports. AM 1230, WHIR, the talk of the town.
So creamy it melts in your mouth. Mom Blakeman's candy. Delicious flavors of family tradition. Old-fashioned candy since 61. Light, rich, creamy, made by hand. A southern treat, a Kentucky brand. MomBlakeman'sCandy.com. So creamy it melts in your mouth. Mom Blakeman's Candy.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All righty there, Jackie boy. Appreciate that, buddy. It's brought to you by our friends hanging out over at the Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Shop it safe on gift certificates to local businesses at big-time discounts, up to 50% every single day. Big Deals online stores at hometownlive.net. Cloudy skies, 56 is a high and 40 is a low for tonight. Tomorrow, cloudy through mid-morning, clearing with sunshine, 50 is a high. Sunday, mostly cloudy, 55. Monday, sunshine, 62. And then we get 70s on Tuesday and Wednesday. Right now it's 9:39 in the morning, and Brian Bailey is in studio for a McClure and Bailey segment. And to make this segment official, here's Jim Parman.
The following is a paid program.
Told you. And we welcome on to the show Brian Bailey.
Good morning, Joe. How are you today?
Doing great.
Good.
You ready to spring forward and lose another hour of sleep this weekend, Brian?
I'm ready for some longer days. I don't know about losing sleep, but I'm ready for some longer days.
Ready for it to be lighter, longer? Yeah. By the way, so we will spring forward this Sunday, meaning we'll jump from 2 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning. Now, Radio Rick, I've heard him say this multiple times, it is against the law to set your clocks ahead of time before you go to bed because it's not that time yet. So you have to actually wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning to set your clock to 3 o'clock in the morning and then go to sleep. You can't do it before you go to bed. It's against the law. As a prosecutor, you prosecute as an attorney,
right?
Prosecuting attorney, is that the appropriate word? Yeah. Defense attorney, prosecuting attorney. Sure. As an attorney, how do you feel about this? Is it against the law to get up in the middle or to do it before you go to bed, or do you have to do it in the middle of the night? Will you press charges? Will you be seeking a lawsuit, Brian? Next week, if I set mine before I go to bed?
No, I don't think
so. Don't think so? Okay.
I think that, so what do you say the penalties are? I'd like to know, what's the penalty?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't think anyone's ever admitted to doing it. I don't know what the penalties are.
You know, the funny part now is so many of our watches and clocks and everything just set themselves or set to whatever time they're set to, that it always throws me off. Like, I'll get in my car and I'll be like, what's wrong with my clock? Why isn't that the right time? So it's I don't set any of them, so it is what it is.
Yeah, the clock in my car somehow tends to get like 7 minutes ahead. Like, you know, the longer it goes without me setting it back to the normal time, it'll get further and further ahead. It's like my seconds tick quicker on my car clock than a regular clock. Ended up being 7 minutes ahead of schedule yesterday before I finally got it set again.
Well, good. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I'm always about 15 minutes late to everything, so, you know, like you saw me coming in here.
No one knew. no one
knew.
Now we're going to tell him.
They all know now.
Here's a story for you, Brian. Interesting. Never pass out in the middle of a college party or around your extended family. Some guy turned to Reddit for advice after he drank too much at a family barbecue, fell asleep in a hammock, and his brother-in-law filled his belly button with super glue. So he's probably passed out with his shirt off, drank too much in a hammock, and there's his belly button, and his brother-in-law grabs some super glue and playing a prank on him and puts super glue in his belly button.
Okay.
It landed him in the ER. They had to use solvent and ointment to remove the glue. Ended up with a medical bill for $2,200, Brian. It happened several months ago, and his brother-in-law has refused to pay for it. So he took him to small claims court and won. But he still hasn't paid for it.
Right.
The guy asked Reddit for advice, and we can ask you, Brian, because you're an attorney, because it's caused a big rift in the family. His wife's side thinks he overreacted and shouldn't have gone to the hospital in the first place. He said even his wife is barely on his side. His brother-in-law is going through a divorce and is between jobs. He added, quote, to between, so the guy hasn't worked in a while, between jobs.
Right,
air quotes around between. Right. The mother-in-law offered to pay, but she's on a fixed income, so he hasn't taken her up, and he doesn't want the mother-in-law to pay for something she didn't do. What should he do? A few of the top answers in the comments include garnish the guy's wages, prank him back, go on Judge Judy. What is your attorney advice to this guy?
Well, here's the thing. They pay everybody on Judge Judy, so he might actually get some money.
He would get the money out of that, right?
He'd get the money out of that. I think they like split $5,000, and so the way it works on that show is whatever the award is, you get that much.
Plus split of $5,000?
I think that's how it works.
Well, he's looking for $2,200, so a split of $5,000 if he doesn't win.
Yeah.
There's his medical bills paid for right there.
Medical bills paid for, so that's probably what I would do. Here's the problem with these stupid pranks, hazing, all that stuff. People don't really think it out. So I'm imagining he must have been in some sort of pain or discomfort to go to the emergency room.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a concept in the law, in criminal law, that intent follows the bullet. So if I'm out there, on the 4th of July and I decide to get a little wild and shoot my pistol in the air and that stray bullet hits somebody, I'm responsible because I pulled the trigger. Intent follows the bullet. So in this situation, From the legal side of it, brother-in-law's responsible. I think he needs. Okay, but you've got the human side of that, and you've got the family. I don't know. That'd be a tough one.
Yeah,
I would. It's one of those situations. This isn't a phrase I came up with. It's a phrase I heard someone I thought made a lot of sense. If it were my wife's family and my brother-in-law did that to me, I would probably just decide to love them all from a distance.
Okay.
That would probably just be, you know what, we're done.
Is that for an extended time, or just would you forever you're loving them from a distance, or just till you get over it?
Probably just till I get over it, but it could be for an extended time.
So here's a question for you, because this happened to us, and it was a complete accident, and so we were watching the family friend's daughter. They were at the playground with our kids playing. Falls off the monkey bars, breaks her arm. Now, we're family. I mean, like, accidents happen. It is what it is. But let's just say, like, from a lawsuit perspective, who's responsible for if that happens to anybody? Let's say, Brian, you take someone to the park and their grandson falls and breaks their arm. It's not your grandson. It's someone else's. He's friends with your grandson.
Right.
Are you responsible for the broken arm and paying for the medical bills because you took him to the monkey bars? You didn't break his arm, but he wouldn't have broke his arm more than likely had he not gone to the playground and played in the monkey bars. What's the argument basis on that if they were did they take you? You're not an attorney, just a regular person in this case. They take you to court.
The argument is that they entrusted me with the well-being of their child. So,
but is it not good for the child to play on the playground?
It's absolutely good for the child to play on the playground. So then you have all these other factors that come into play, which probably, and I would imagine, Joe, at least when my kids were in school, they did. I'm sure they still do. Like when your kids go on field trips, they send that whole release home for you to sign.
Sign the waiver.
Basically says if we're negligent and your child gets hurt or killed, you're not going to sue us. Because that doesn't necessarily stop you from suing them or stop you from winning. But what it does is it gives a little bit of a defense. At least they could say, well, you were on notice what we were going to do. You were on notice that we were taking the kids to the playground. You were on notice that, playgrounds can be dangerous areas. Kids fall in monkey bars and get hurt. So there's that. But candidly, at the end of the day, I think it would come down to communication, how well they communicated with the other grandparents or parents, and whether I told them what my plans were and whether they knew what we were going to do, or whether it was just one of those things where I just loaded a bunch of neighborhood kids in my truck and took them to the playground. I could see a scenario where I could be found liable for it. I can also see plenty of scenarios where I wouldn't be found liable for it, and I can also see a scenario where we sue Millennium Park because they shouldn't have these dangers.
They shouldn't have the monkey bars.
Exactly.
Yeah. What's interesting is Jack has also fallen off the monkey bars and broken his arm, and the doctor told us, this was years ago, doctor told us more injuries from monkey bars than any other thing on the playground.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. Broken bones, sprains, falls, bruises, cuts. Monkey bars are like the worst of the worst among playground equipment.
Well, and, I also think there needs to be some reasonable in this. I'd actually completely forgotten about this till you just mentioned it, but when Miranda was 6?
Is that your daughter?
Yes,
okay.
That's my oldest. When Miranda was 6, I think she and one of her best friends, they were friends all the way through high school. They were playing as kids, and Jeremy always kind of had a little bit of a crush on her. I think, how little boys are. We don't know how to express it, so we, push little girls down. It's just a whole nother hour talk. But I think he pushed Miranda down, and Miranda broke her arm. And not only were Miranda and Jeremy really good friends, Jeremy's dad and I worked together. I mean, we'd actually had a business we tried to get started where we were business partners. This was, Miranda will be 33, so this is 25 years ago. Anyway, they were just Jeremy's parents were just beside themselves, and I was like, man, kids are kids. This stuff happens. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
I mean, her arm's broken. It'll heal. She'll be fine. So I think there needs be some reasonableness that goes into this stuff, which sometimes gets lost.
Yeah, I feel like we're lacking a lot of reasonableness in today's society, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, I was just in a meeting recently where I was trying to put together a business deal, and both sides just don't trust each other. And it's really, so people start getting unreasonable. I mean, at a certain point, and I finally just said, listen, we don't want to sue you guys. Litigation's bad for all of us.
Yeah.
We don't want that. So let's, and I've been listening to Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I think this is my 3rd or 4th time through his book in my lifetime. And every time I go through it, I think of something else. But especially from an attorney's point of view, his whole win-win or no deal, all of a sudden you start to go, wait a minute, litigation, and I probably try to talk more people out of litigation than into it. Litigation is not always the right answer. In fact, litigation is sometimes the wrong answer and sometimes the worst answer, and actually sometimes shouldn't even be an answer. And especially in this deal that I'm trying to get put together, I was just saying, if everybody can be adults, everybody's going to make a bunch of money.
Yeah.
But if everybody can't be adults in the sense up in litigation, the only person going to make any money is me.
Mm-hmm.
Which, and
isn't good for either one of you all.
which I even said to them, I said, listen, I got a family beach vacation to pay for, so if we want to go to litigation, gentlemen, that's, I'm the only one going to make money here, but I'll spend it.
Yeah. You did bring up an interesting point, how that should essentially be, you feel like, the last thing that happens, like litigation. Now, there are times where it's appropriate.
Obviously.
Without a doubt. But we live in a society, again, we talked about the George Harrison song, the Sue Me, Sue You blues, right? You sue me and I'll sue you. Live in such a society now where people, even I remember having this conversation when I was in college, there was this rumor around Western Kentucky University's campus where if you get hit by a campus car, you get free tuition and so much money. And so then, you're debating, is it worth getting hit by a car? It's almost like, how much can I get if this happens to me? People are already, figuring out in their head, if this happens to me, how much can I sue for? But that should be, you should want everything to just go good. Right? The litigation should be the last thing on your mind. But we live in this society where people want money, right? They want to prove they've been done wrong and sue and get money for it.
I'm starting to sound like my old man, but I feel a lot of times we live in a society where people want the wealth without the work.
Mm-hmm.
They want the pleasure without the principles. They want, and the funny part is, literally, my old man used to say this all the time, because I just worried about this next generation. And I actually said that to somebody the next day, because I had somebody, and I'm like,
you were turning into your old man.
Turning into my old man.
I find myself acting like my dad all the time too.
Yeah, and you're like, you know what? He's gotten a whole lot smarter as I've gotten older.
Yes, the older you get, the smarter your dad gets too, right? Yeah, you understand that too. 9:52 in the morning. You mentioned people want the wealth without the hard work. Well, it's going to take some work to get this guy's wealth. 32-year-old man from Texas named Jathan Glider attempted to steal $1.3 million worth of diamond jewelry from a Tiffany & Company in Orlando last month. He actually pretended to be the business associate of an NBA player. So that's why they let him in this secret behind-the-curtain area of the jewelry store. On his way out, he got into a scuffle with employees and dropped a ring, but he got away with 2 sets of diamond earrings worth about $770,000 total. These are big studs. He jumped into his SUV, tried to drive all the way back to Texas, but police tracked him down a few hours later. But before they took him into custody, he swallowed the 2 sets of earrings. That didn't fool anybody. It just made things messier for the cops, who scanned his body, saw the foreign objects, and notified him that they have to be collected after passing through his system. He even asked jail staff, quote, "Am I going to be charged with what's in my stomach? Can you be charged with what's in your stomach, Brian?"
Absolutely.
They say, yes, dude, you will be charged for what's in your stomach. So swallowing these diamond earrings, he was obviously trying to rob the jewelry store, trying to get rich quick. But that doesn't let you off the hook for doing what you did.
Nope.
You still got it on you.
Yep.
It's just in you right now.
Yep. And around here, probably not on that. But although they might, there have been times, cases I've known of where cops were closing in on somebody, so they
swallowed the drugs.
They swallowed the drugs, and then they go to the jail, And then on top of the trafficking or the possession or whatever else they have, now they get hit with contraband.
Yeah, bringing contraband into the jail.
Contraband into the jail. So it's just never, ever a good ending.
Yeah.
It's never good.
Swallowing whatever it is not going to be a good ending for you.
And again, I probably shouldn't say this on the air, but I'm going to. The problem with most criminal activity is people they don't think things out. I mean, there's a ask your dad about this sometime. Ask your dad about the theology of the noetic effect of sin, which basically means, in terms that we can all understand, sin makes you stupid. So a lot of these like criminal acts and stuff so now he swallowed these diamonds.
Yeah.
I mean, buddy, you had 4 hours. It sounds like. Let's think this out. Let's maybe stop somewhere, leave the diamonds somewhere, hide them somewhere, so that when you do get
you do want to let go of them.
Yeah. But instead of putting it in a situation where you have some deniable or some plausible deniability.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't have the diamonds on me. Where are they? I don't have them. I don't know what you're talking about.
You guys must be mistaken. It must have been somebody that looked like me. You know, it must have been from well, I can't remember the quote right now, but you must be mistaken. It must not have been me. Now, I mean, literally, there's no way for them to be mistaken. The diamonds are in your stomach.
Yeah. So if he's your client, he comes to you, I'd like to plead not guilty. What's your response to him?
Well, that ain't happening.
You better find another attorney because you ain't not guilty.
We'll try to figure out a way to have some sort of extenuating circumstances, or maybe you were one of those. This might be one of those where I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'd smoked a bunch of weed before this happened, and I didn't know what I was saying.
I was out of my mind.
But not guilty. I don't know how we do that.
Yeah. Brian Bailey, McClure and Bailey, 236-8888. Your hometown team of McClure and Bailey. Back after this to put a bow on top of this McClure and Bailey Friday. Right here on The Joe Show.
Direct from Belfast, Ireland and London's West End. Be transported to the Emerald Isle with Ireland's newest music sensation, the Shamrock Tenors. Lighting up the stage with their soaring 5-part harmony, the Shamrock Tenors bring a fresh energy to your favourite Irish tunes. Experience the music of Ireland like never before with the Shamrock Tenors.
EKU Center for the Arts, Sunday, March 9th at 7:30.
Hi, I'm Michael Landra, host of Ireland with Michael, and I'm inviting you to join me at an all-new live show. Experience the magic of Ireland in this phenomenal multimedia concert featuring the music, the dance, and the stories that make the Emerald Isle so enchanting. I so look forward to seeing you soon at Ireland with Michael live.
Saturday, March 15th at 7 o'clock at the Boyle County Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets online or call us at 859-439-5143.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean. Come on, Boyle County, reduce, reuse, recycle. Let's work together to keep our county beautiful. Load your car, trailer, or pickup truck. Our recycling center will sort your stuff. Don't just throw it away when you can recycle it today. Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
Have you heard about Farmers National Bank's Teller On Demand service? I gave it a try and I loved it. I simply touched the screen, talked with bank specialists live on screen, and they made it quick and easy. And the service even offers extended hours, 8 to 6 weekdays and 9 to 2 on Saturday. Teller On Demand is a quick and easy way to make withdrawals, deposits, or ask a question. Farmers National Bank, member FDIC.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
All right, Brian, we got 1 minute, and the big news here in this area is that we have had a judge appointed. Governor Andy Beshear appointed a judge. Give us the details on that, Brian.
As folks may know, our circuit court judge passed away last fall, and we've been without a judge for about 6 months. Whitney Johns, who has been the assistant county attorney over in Harrisburg for 10 years now.
Okay.
Just got appointed and got sworn in this week. Or she got appointed last week, got sworn in this week, and actually took the bench, I think, for the first time on Wednesday. And I'm super excited about it.
She'll do a great job.
I think she'll do a great job. You know, law was a second career for me, so I'm about 10 years older than all the rest of these folks that had the same 15 years of experience as I do. So I kind of feel like we all came up together, even though I'm like older, than all the rest of them. And I remember Whitney and I, and while I was with Chris Herron, Jeff Harrington, all of us all started out on the court-appointed docket. And I'm just telling you, I'm excited about Whitney. I'm excited about what she's going to do as a circuit judge. I think it was a good choice.
There you go. So Whitney Johns, congratulations to her.
Yeah, to be fair, it was. I think we had three good choices, and you know, she just happened. She was the best of the three, or at least Governor Beshear felt like that. So, not to say the other two weren't good choices. I'm excited about Whitney. I think she's going to do a good job.
There you go. Hey, real quickly, Brian Caldwell, Emergency Management Director, texted me 10:07 this morning. So 7 minutes from now, they're doing it's a tornado warning day. So warning sirens, and I'm sure the radio broadcast will probably be interrupted by "this is a test" or whatever the message is going to be. So be prepared for that. 10:07 this morning. It is a siren test across the state of Kentucky, a statewide thing.
Good thing you said something. I probably would have been ducking for cover.
103.9 FM, WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. It is 10 o'clock in the morning. Top Hour News is now.
At noon today in New York.